it's all these moving parts got to be on time with each other, but we're working hard and we're getting there.
All right. Overall, with the team, what do you think we're at right now?
Well, we're doing good, and we're winning the games, and but at the same time, we got high expectations, and we know that we need to improve week in and week out in each and every play. So that's our main focus: is not settling, and just continue to work and improve.
Yeah, I think from the start of the year, everybody sees that Indianapolis game coming, but you can't get there until you take care of business, and this is one of those examples today. You got to keep your focus, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. And and to be honest with you, I don't think nobody really focuses on Indianapolis next week because it's one game at a time, and if you get ahead of yourself, then you end up losing the game.
Beautiful day. Have a great day.
Oh yeah, thank you.
You got it. Thomas Kearney down on the field.
All right, thank you very much, Brad. We're 22 minutes now away from kickoff on homecoming Saturday. A beautiful day at Stokes Stadium. Coming up next on the Truman Tailgate Show, we'll have a conversation with the William Jewell head coach, Jared Cruzy. That's coming your way next after this.
Test 1, 2, 3.
I think some recruits are here. I saw a Milan jacket.
Oh, really?
Raul Palacios, maybe?
Well, small little guy. About no taller than me, I would say. Could be.
Maybe he's an answering kicker.
I would hope they're taking. He's still got a year, but I hope they're taking a look at Huerta from Brookfield. That kid's awfully good.
What's his range?
Niall told me earlier in the year he made a 54-yarder in practice. They comfortable up to 50 in a game.
Jeff Sidikin hit a 51-yarder.
Is that right?
Say a picture is worth 1,000 words. We beg to differ. They are snapshots that represent lasting memories, stories to be told for years to come. Our story is one pictured not just with trophies, but with diplomas, friendships, a helping hand. New chapters beginning every season. This is the story of the Great Lakes Valley Conference.
Shenandoah.
Brandon, why do you got to be ripping on Indiana on Twitter? I know. Our quarterback got hurt, so we're down to a walk-on freshman who was supposed to be a linebacker, and we've got 15 yards of offense in the third quarter. I did. I saw. I think. Is it the why are you guys surprised one? Oh. Personally, I don't necessarily think it's that your guys are that bad, but I don't know. I feel like you definitely saw the name Indiana and we're like, we don't need to prepare for this. And then you get overconfident for beating South Carolina. Plus, you get the news that Gurley isn't playing, and I think the same thing happens. It just doesn't seem like they're focused. I don't know. I thought they overachieved last year, to be honest with you. They kept getting teams with second-string quarterbacks. It was unbelievable.
By the members of our Truman State University, ROTC.
Right. Right. I know. Oh, well. No, I know. Well, but you get that with every fan base. Everybody. Not in football, no, actually. Yeah, but not so much. I mean, that changed, though. You know, with the really bad years that we've been through. You had some of that, but that's still pretty fresh in people's minds, you know, only winning a handful of games and just being insignificant.
Please remain standing as Truman State University's Contoria.
Yeah, not going to be terribly good this year either. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And, oh, man. No. That's not going to happen. No. Well, they should be a little bit better. They had a 7-footer who should be good. He just never seems completely engaged. I can't think of his name right now, but he's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. I like Van Pelt a lot. His radio show is good. Yeah. Yeah, his radio show is quickly becoming my favorite. Wasn't it Logano? think that's right. How much time's left in this interview? All right. Brad, looks like we got 2 minutes.
Exactly.
Just about, a little over.
There you go.
Oh, he sold some autographs and pretty much. I think it was, yeah. I think there might have been something else too, but that was the big thing.
Hey, I ran into Parker's dad. He was asking about you, and I said, well, you kind of lurked down on the field. And he said, well, I'll try to get down there close by.
He's on the phone.
So, well, there you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they're here and they're talking, so they're ready to go. Yep.
Yeah, I thought maybe.
I left your bag down there.
Yeah. He's actually, he is, but he's like kind of, you know, milk chocolate. Probably. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, dude, 6'3", 235, 6'5", 235, something like that. He looks the part. But there's a handful, a lot of like actually people from like China, like actual China, the country. And one of them scored a 2-point conversion. They have a lot of international students. Really? A lot, actually. I was in numbers or size. 30-some. Well, they had 17 on the roster. There are 15 who can play, and by can play, I mean like they can physically walk. But no, I don't think so. They're all. Kripe was telling us they've got a couple kids who are playing for the first time. The extent of their knowledge of the sport was what a football looked like until they started playing this year. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know. Oh, absolutely. You could have, probably, been a stud there. You might have been. But you wouldn't have wanted to be. MMA blitzed 8 every single play, bar none. And they were in the backfield instantly.
This afternoon, while the Bulldogs are on offense, number 77 at left tackle will be Colby Dorman.
No, they're just all tiny. They all look like me. Every single person on that team. And so their entire offense, because, I am not exaggerating when I say their quarterback had less than a second to do something with the ball. Every single play. So he just was falling backwards and threw it up in the air every play and hoped for the best. And it worked twice. Non-existent? No. Whatever it costs to feed Todd Kripe, that is probably the budget for that program. Yeah.
Buttermaker.
What's that?
His name's Buttermaker.
Who is?
Todd Kripe.
Buttermaker?
Yeah.
Who calls him that?
Bad News Bears, Walter.
Truman fullback who's from there. His younger brother plays. What? He's a lineman. He's nothing. No good. They could. They could beat, like, Schuyler County, I'm sure. I don't know if they could have done that. Maybe. The biggest thing is they don't, I mean, really, they've got a lot of problems, but they have, according to Coach Kripe, one player who likes to tackle. The others are all afraid. No, it's Dylan Metis. Yeah, but he was their running back, so he wears number 30. Now he's the quarterback, and he's got one of those neck brace things. I've never seen a quarterback who looks like that. Yeah. It's... Yeah, because the other guy, the guy they were going to start is a freshman who they list as 5'5", 130, which is pretty much exactly what I am. And I am significantly larger than this guy. And he ended up having to play because Rich got, I don't know, I thought he was probably concussed, but they let him come back in, so he must not have been. But. Who? Rich? I got that. I saw it. He got a couple personal foul penalties. And he, like, between plays would just walk off to the side and like, sit down on the field by himself. And then when they would, like, get to the line, he would stand back up. Here we go.
This afternoon's team captains for the Bulldogs. Number 63, Ethan Decker. Number 92 for the Bulldogs, Nick Habate. Number 28, Garrett White. And number 43, Matthew Bell. Number 5, Thomas Clanton. And number 85 are the team captains, James Harvey.
A big day of football in the GLVC, and perhaps no game bigger on the schedule today than this one at Stokes Stadium. William Jewell and Truman State University, the Bulldogs and the Cardinals. Two of the three teams with undefeated records in conference play. We're 2 minutes away from the opening kick on homecoming, and we'll turn over the reins to Brad Boyer.
The William Jewell Cardinals won the toss, have deferred to the second half. So the Bulldogs will receive and will defend the goal to my left. Not a cloud in the sky. Temperatures in the upper 50s here in the Kirksville area. I don't think you could draw up a much more perfect fall afternoon for football. The Cardinals are wearing the all-white today from top to bottom. The Bulldogs in their purple tops, the gray pants, with the purple stripe down the side, the purple helmet with the T. This Bulldog team receiving a couple votes in the national poll, and will try to stay clean on their GLV slate and set up a huge game next week right here at Stokes. But I think the theme, as everybody has talked about this week, keep the focus on today. And this is a Bulldog team, right, as we addressed in the pregame show, has not done a great job of coming out and just putting teams away. So they need to have a focused effort here this afternoon against a Jewell team that, quite honestly, couldn't be worse than they were last year. And I think we'll expect some progress and some better things from them this year, especially on the defensive side.
And talking with Coach Cruzy, this is a program that's transitioning from being a bottom-of-the-barrel NAIA program now to the Division II level, and they're just starting to get some depth. They think they've turned the corner. We'll see. This is a pretty stiff test for the Cardinals against the Bulldogs this afternoon.
Just about every player you see on the Cardinals roster has red shirt next to it, and that's what Coach has done. He's really exercised patience in building depth in his program. Brandon Womack is the kicker out of Lake Dallas, Texas. He'll get set to hit the football with his orange shoes. And it'll be Vince Garcia. Derek Hammond back to receive. Enjoy Truman State University football on Superstation Crest and CentralMoInfo.com. Part of a big sports day on Crest. The Cardinals will follow us and the Giants at around 6:30. Womack will take a short soccer-style approach, chips it short into the air. Coming up to receive, Garcia pops off the pads. He grabs it out of midair and attacks to the 30 where he is dropped there. Devontae Black, the sophomore at Madison, Illinois, Ridge Central High School, will lead the offense out onto the field. Garrett White, starting running back. Up front, Brad Wellman, sophomore center out of Quincy, Illinois. The guards, Matt Kasinger, redshirt freshman out of Fenton, Missouri, and Ethan Decker, the South Shelby Cardinal. South Shelby celebrating 50 years of Cardinals football last night. Tackles, Charlie Brynack, junior out of St. Louis, and Colby Dorman, a sophomore out of Sweet Springs. The tight end, Chico Orlando, senior from Hillsboro, will shift from the left to the right as the handoff goes to White, and he breaks through for a first down. Now the ball hits the turf. It is loose, and this has been a problem for the Bulldogs this season. The Cardinals saying they have it, but the officials mark the play dead. It is an 11-yard gain and a first down. But Ryan, something to track today, the Bulldogs and their ball security.
Since moving to the conference, Truman is -7 in turnover margin. They've had fumble issues all season long. It's not been Garrett White by and large, so that's a bit troubling to see.
41-yard line, first down. Jewell will tuck an extra defender on the line. Nice keeper by Black to the midfield stripe, and then slides safely into the 47-yard line. First down, a gain of 12. Nice zone read that time. Devontae Black for 12.
Unsurprising when you consider the defensive coordinator has Williams for a last name. Very aggressive defensively. They like to bring a lot of heat. They did it that time, and Devontae made the right read and gashed that Cardinal defense.
Bulldogs second in the conference in rushing at 217 yards per game. First down and 10. Fake it, play action pass on the rollout near side. Black will throw against his body, and it's dropped by Orlando. Pass a little behind him, but he'll tell you he should have caught the football at the 35-yard line. But there's that play action, Ryan, that really set up what should have been a first down pass completion.
And you have to respect the run as well, as Garrett White has toted the rock this season, the top rusher in the conference as an individual. And he's had a career season, no doubt about it.
Second down and 10. Devontae Black completing nearly 63% of his passes. That is third in the GLVC. Here's that jet sweep on the toss ahead to Hammond. He gets airlifted and dropped at the 40-yard line. That tackle probably looked harder than it actually was as Hammond left his feet. Andrew Pence with the stop. Hammond picks up 7 on the jet sweep. Up front for the Jewell Cardinals, Marquise Moy and Robert Hurd are the defensive ends. Connor Flegel and Austin Dowse are the tackles. Their best linebacker, Jimmy DiStefano, 2 years ago was all-conference. Nick Messer, Eric Jackson. Corners, Leandre Nebitt, Quinlan Reiser. The safeties, Andrew Pence and Thomas Clanton. Pass play near side and missed again, this time to Orlando. Decision time. I would, well, they're going to bring out Lamp. This is certainly an area in the field you would consider going for. The Bulldogs fail on third down, an area they've been pretty good at 41% conversion rate this year. And that time it was a miss that you put on Black's shoulder.
Too far out in front for Chico that time, but that's frustrating when you go back to that first down play. Should have been a 10-yard gain at least.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Lamp can pin the Cardinals inside the 20, if not inside the 10. He's going to send it to the near side. A pretty spiraling kick, and it is a beauty. They're going to mark it out, I think, around the 5, right at the 5-yard line. Well done, as that thing spiraled in the air to the near side. Two good things there. You pin him at the 5. You don't let Thomas Cook have a chance to run the football.
And Thomas Cook is a name you're going to hear often today. He's a dynamic player in the return game. He'll split out at receiver. He'll carry the football. They said he might even play some defensive back because he was getting looks from Division I teams to play corner during his recruitment. So we could see him all over the field.
Bulldog opponents since game 1 have not had one single punt return yard. They had 28, did Drake in the opener. 3 returns for 28. only one return since then for no yards. Here is the reverse pivot by the quarterback and the handoff to the running back as they brought Cook around from the wingback spot that time in motion and gave it to the fullback, Glenn Whitney, and he picks up 2 yards. Good to see Connor Nagel back in the lineup. Has missed a couple games with a sprained knee. He's back in there with his senior buddy, Matthew Bell, in the middle of that Bulldog defense. 2nd down and 8. The quarterback, Nick West, has taken over the job this season. Here is that reverse pivot. This time again to Whitney, stacked up in the backfield, is going to go down for a loss.
Glenn Whitney, the ball carrier.
The tackle is going to be made by Brian Kraft. I don't know that he was the first Bulldog that hit Whitney, but it will be Kraft that gets the TFL.
3-yard loss for the Cardinals.
3-yard loss back to the 4. And so the Bulldog defense can really set up their offense very nicely here if they can get a stop. Up front for the Dogs, Brian Kraft, Nick Reichert, Nick Abadi, Devin Gillespie. Cornerbacks are Chris Stanton, TJ Fine, Jordan Brown, and Austin Zoda. The safeties, the Bandit, Brady Schroeder. 3rd down and 11. Pass play, knocked down by Abadi, the defensive end. Timed it perfectly.
Down by the Bulldogs.
And knocked it back into the end zone, and the Cardinals are going to have to punt from deep in their end zone.
And remember, last season in this matchup, Truman got to 2 William Jewell punts. One came in a situation very similar to this, backed up deep into their own end zone. We'll see how aggressive Truman elects to be with the special teams.
Tremaine Millender recovered it for a touchdown, part of a 35-0 first half blitz in Liberty. Kurt Lloyd back to receive near midfield. Their punter, Zane Kitchell, a returner from last year. He is a junior out of Parrish, Florida. Snap is good. Not much of a rush. A little bit on the short end, but it may get a roll end over end. No, it sticks. And it is going to work out well for the Bulldogs. Down at the William Jewell 48-yard line. So the decision not to go for it on 4th down pays off. Jacob Lamp does his job, and the offense is set up again in Jewell territory.
It was good to see the offense get a couple first downs on that last drive before it petered out. Yeah, I think it's really important for Truman to get off to a quick start. History says the Dogs do a lot better when they score first. They've only won 4 games under Coach Nesbitt if the opponent scores first. Coincidentally, one of those came last week.
3 receivers in the formation. Here's the handoff to White. Stood up at the line of scrimmage, able to slide off the attempted tackle and picks up 2 yards to the 46-yard line. Garrett White comes into this game first in the conference in rushing average, 128. That's 14th in Division II football. 642 total yards, is first and is also 13th nationally, averaging 5.6 yards a tote. 2nd down and 8 from the 46-yard line of Jewell. Black will drop straight back. Now steps up in the pocket, drops it near side to White, and he makes the catch at the 41. Tackled quickly out of bounds by Quinlan Reiser. Reiser had the game-saving tackle at the 1-yard line, stopping Lincoln last week and preserving a 20-13 win. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. Nebo will bring in the play. Receivers today, Jared Halfabeer, Felix Nebo, Kurt Lloyd start the game. You'll also see Derek Hammond, Roderick Jones. I believe Derek Schenk is out, or Joey Schenk rather, is out again today with the ankle injury. 3rd down and 3. Hard count. Jewell does not bite. Now the read option handed off to White. He slides through a narrow crease with a Cardinal hanging on to his leg and drags him to the 36-yard line. That's Jimmy DeStefano, their leading tackler, with 57 coming in, but White able to pick up 5 and move the sticks.
There's a lot for Devontae Black to process when you look at this front from William Jewell. They'll show pressure, they'll stunt, they'll twist, they'll do all kinds of different things, and Devontae's got to read that and make that handoff decision.
1st down and 10 from the Cardinal 36-yard line. Orlando goes in motion right to left. That is where Black is looking. It is a bubble screen to Hammond to the 30, breaks for the outside 25. Ankle wrapped at the 21-yard line. Gain of 15 yards, well blocked on the perimeter. Chico Orlando in motion was one of the lead blockers that time.
And Garrett White sprinted ahead, and he clipped a linebacker, and that really helped to spring the play. But Orlando, a nice kick-out block. The receivers did their bit, and Truman is on the move.
Derek Hammond's 10th catch of the season, 3 for 41 last week. First down and 10, 21-yard line for the Bulldogs. 10 minutes to go, first quarter, scoreless game. Black, play action pass, looking over the middle, wide open Orlando at the 10. And he runs it to the 5, to the 4-yard line. It's goal to go for the Bulldogs on a 17-yard pitch and catch from Black to Chico Orlando.
That was a really, really nice throw from Devontae Black with pressure in his face, looking at a zone defense. He had to fit that thing over the top of the linebacker and in front of the safety, and he was spot on.
Team leading 15th catch of the season. He was shut out last week. Goal to go from the 4. Black in the gun, White to his right. First down play. Here's the handoff to White. Off left tackle, dives toward the goal line in traffic, going to be a yard short. 3-yard pickup, and this is where Garrett White has been so effective. His nose for the goal line.
Led in there by number 99, Connor.
And I would not be shocked to see 28 get the football again right here.
I would be shocked if he didn't.
Second and goal from the 1. Bulldogs trying to score first here on Homecoming Saturday in Kirksville. Here's the quick snap, the handoff it was this time Black pulling it away, and he is tackled for a loss back at the 5. Not sure what Devontae saw there. Maybe they got on him so quick he had to eat it.
Third down and goal.
Couldn't get the football to Garrett White. So now a little bit different dynamic as you lose 4 yards. Third and goal from the 5. Roderick Jones, tall receiver, 6'2", comes into the lineup. Twin receivers to each side. Garrett White set up to the left of the quarterback. In motion comes Kurt Lloyd. Back to pass is Devontae. Steps in the pocket, now scrambling. Jumps a pass, back of the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Truman! Kurt Lloyd with his 4th touchdown catch of the season, and the Bulldogs score first with 8:04 to play in the first quarter.
I think the thing that impresses me most about Devontae Black is when he scrambles, he's so aware of what's going on down the field. It keeps the eye level up. He was committed to running the ball, but all of a sudden he saw Lloyd break free near that goalpost and just zip that thing to him in traffic. Really nice throw and a great find.
7th touchdown pass of the season for Devontae Black. The extra point by Roger Howard is good. And the Bulldogs break on top 7-0, scoring on their second possession with 8:04 to play first quarter. A 5-yard toss. Kurt Lloyd with his
quarterback, and he did. Devontae found him, and Truman on the board first, which again is so important. This season, the Bulldogs are 3-0 in scoring first, 19-10 under Greg Nesbitt, and conversely, when the opponent scores first, the Dogs only 4-16 in the 5 seasons under Coach Nesbitt, so very important for the quick start.
We'll go down to Hank Jansen after this kickoff for the first time here on Homecoming Saturday. Howard's kickoff is chipped high into the air. One of the up men at the 13-yard line, back to the 20. Scoots through 25-30. Nice run to the 37-yard line. Garcia makes the tackle. And the return, Derek Streleski. Let's go down to the field and Hank Jansen.
A good start. Nice job by the defense. Nice drive for the score. You know, it's time they started putting it together, fellas. They fooled around some the last few weeks, played pretty well, but made enough mistakes that kind of left the door open right down the line. Rolla, Lincoln, and last week on the road at McHenry. And it's time to put it together. Get ready for the big one next week and the rest of the way. Get yourself mistake-free, on the same page, and roll along.
First down and 10 for the Cardinals. Nick West will, as a flag flies, drop it off to Thomas Cook. Cook makes a juke move, not biting. Austin Zoda, maybe the surest tackler of the Bulldogs, certainly their leading tackler with 34 coming in, and we'll see what the flag is all about. Thomas Cook, they use a lot in the passing game in that area right there, the screen game. He comes in with a team-leading 24 receptions. Waiting for the call.
Offside, defense.
All right, goes against the Bulldogs.
5-yard penalty, still first down.
Lined up offsides. Nick West is a redshirt sophomore out of Frisco, Texas, 6'1", 190. He took over the job this year. DJ Belows was a returner from last year, not their starter, but a returner who got some playing time last year. And Belows played early, but Nick West has won the job, and he's done a nice job throwing it around the yard. 894 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He drops it off again to Cook, and again, very little yardage on the screen game. That was Luke Lamar, who is able to come up and make the tackle, a gain of a yard. It's going to be second down and 3.
Purple shirts just flying to the football and getting to the spot before the offensive linemen who need to get out there to set up that screen. Too much team speed thus far for Truman.
One of their top receivers is out of Columbia Rockbridge High School, Nate Egarawa. Not common spelling. Second down and 3. Here is the handoff to Cook. He is forced deep into the backfield trying to reverse field, and he's going down for a big loss. A late flag comes as Cook goes down 34-yard line. That is a loss of 10, and this flag is way away from the play in the defensive secondary. Holding is the call on the Cardinals, and the Bulldogs will certainly decline that. Well, Thomas Cook wasn't much of a factor in Liberty last year.
Holding, offense for 15, penalties received, third down.
All right, third down anyway on the offset. Thomas Cook, the freshman of the year in 2012. Second team all GLVC last year.
Third down and 14.
Now, we've seen the Bulldogs already stuff one heralded running back this year in Morris Henderson of Lincoln. We'll see what Thomas Cook can do against this Bulldog defense here today. Third down and 13 from the 34-yard line. Bulldogs will blitz. Here is the tunnel screen outside, and the Bulldogs give up some yards, but not enough for a first down. That is Egarawa out of Columbia Rockbridge High School on the reception, his 20th of the year. Going to be about 5 yards short of a first down. I'm not sure our PA announcer, good buddy Drew Yost, wants any part of that name.
You might be right.
Brings up a fourth.
And I can't blame him for it. You said the spelling is uncommon.
Surely they're not going to go for it, are they? This has got to be a pooch punt. Fourth down and 5 from their own 42-yard line. The quarterback is set up in a short set. That's Belows, who is in. Now he drops back into a traditional punt formation. Bulldog normal returner won't be back in Lloyd. A flag drops as the kick is away, and a pretty good kick at that. Zoda does find a way to make the grab. It wasn't the prettiest reception. Down at the 20-yard line, there's a flag back at the line of scrimmage. If this is any kind of a 5-yard infraction on Truman, it could be a first down on the Cardinals, but it may be a mess with the Cardinals trying to adjust from the short formation to the traditional punt formation. We'll see. The thing about if it's on Jewell, Ryan, you can take the penalty and then force them to punt and get your traditional. Yeah, there you go. When they dropped the punter, they had too many men off the line of scrimmage. And so now you can bring Well, I assume they're going to make him punt again. Doesn't look like they are. Dogs are going to keep it at the 20. I thought they'd take a chance and get Kurt Lloyd in there and run your traditional punt return unit.
I can see both sides of that, but starting on the 20, it's not a bad place to start your drive, and you think maybe you get the normal punter in there and he can pin you inside that 20-yard line. So this might be the better play. It's not a bad place to start at the 25, actually, so might be the safe, more conservative route.
First down and 10. Bulldogs up 7-0, 5:59 to play first quarter. Hammond in motion. Fake it to Garcia. Black to the near side. Nice tackle was made. I said 20. It's at the 25-yard line. They actually assessed the penalty on the end of the fair catch, did they not?
Yeah, they must have, because that was fair caught at the 20.
And so Black is tackled for no gain. If you're joining us after enduring the Mizzou game, welcome. We'll try to brighten your day a bit more than the Tigers this afternoon. Here's a pass behind Orlando, incomplete at the 31-yard line. The Bulldogs of a different variety, Georgia, come to Columbia and put a whooping on Mizzou. 34-0, the final score. Tigers go down as we go down to the field and hang.
What could we have a nicer day, gentlemen, for the parade this morning with the sun out, a little chilly, but not much wind. It was excellent. Big crowd downtown. We've got a full stands, maybe except a little in the corner of the east end. People spilled over on both sides. High sky, close to 60, light breeze, absolutely perfect. We've had pretty darn good weather this fall.
Third down and 10 play for Black and the Bulldogs. Looking deep over the middle, settles. Oh, what a grab by Lloyd! Highlight reel material with the right hand extended. Ryan, he caught that with one hand, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Brad, we were talking on the drive up here. We don't like to say great all the time, but safe to say that was a great catch.
That was a great catch, yeah. We're trying to rein in too many greats. That was great. Diving grab, plus it's a third down conversion, and he hauled it into his body. I don't know that the left hand ever got in on the action. First down at the 39-yard line. Black will throw on first down. He is drilled as he was ready to throw the football, and they'll mark it dead. The ball did come out, but they call it a sack. Robert Hurd with his second sack of the season from Rockwell, Texas. Nailed Devontae Black, 31-yard line. This is something else. Devontae certainly takes his fair share of shots because he's a running quarterback, and that was quite a lick there, but he seems to be quite the durable quarterback. He will get off the turf and get ready for the second down play. Second down and 18. Handed off to Garcia. Stutter step at the line of scrimmage, and he's buried. Blake Williams' defense rising up here. Blake, the son of Greg Williams, Rams defensive coordinator, Truman graduate, roommate of Greg Nesbitt. Blake, the defensive coordinator for the Cardinals, did spend 1 year calling the defenses for the Rams. And, of course, Kellen Nesbitt, son of Greg Nesbitt, the defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs. Third down and 17 now as Garcia picks up just one. Twin receivers to each side. Here is the quarterback draw. The Bulldogs keep it safe. There is a flag down.
Calling the play, a quarterback keeper by Devontae Black.
Bulldogs have been in more games this year, highly penalized games, than certainly the last few years. And Truman's been in the middle of it. Their penalty yardage per game is 66 yards per game. Jewell averages 71 yards in penalties. I was looking last week in the Lincoln-William Jewell game.
Offense, penalties refused.
Penalty on Truman will be declined. Same story as the Lincoln-Truman game. Both teams were over 100 yards in penalties last week in Liberty, Lincoln, and Jewell. That seems to be the deal with Lincoln games.
For the Cardinals,
Jacob Lamp can unload. He is third in the conference in punting, 39 yards per boot. Thomas Cook back to receive. Let's see if they try to keep it away from Cook. Nope, he'll get a chance on this one. Backing up, it is 19. He's going backwards and going down. DeAnthony Knight with the special teams tackle and give the assist to Lamp on the hang time.
Really nice punt. As we've become accustomed to, he just rode that thing out of there sky high and gave his coverage team plenty of time to get down there and make a play on one of the most dangerous returnmen in this conference.
Coming into this game, in GLVC games the last 2 years, I think 10, right?
Yep.
9 punt returns for a total of 8 yards in conference games.
And that stat just got better.
Yeah, went backward. First down and 10. Jewell backed up at their own 16-yard line to start this series. Here's the handoff to Cook, and he's able to slide through a gap to the 20. Bounces to the outside, 25, 26-yard line. That is a first down carry of 11 yards. Last year in the first half, Cardinals had 42 yards total. They had 62 rushing yards for the game, 64 through the air, just 126 yards. And just 7 touchdowns in last year's game. Or 7 first downs, I should say. First down and 10. Nick West, the quarterback, will pass the, well, his receiver covered up here to the near side, so they'll have to eat the football. Gain of a couple. Connor Nagel there along with Austin Zoda. That time the Bulldogs got onto and jumped the receiver as J.R. Hurd was, or J.D. Hurd rather, was over there.
For the Bulldogs, a gain of 2, second down and 8.
It's going to be second down and 8. The William Jewell offensive line averages 277 pounds. Their most experienced on the left side, Brandon Kluwer, Logan Winter, and their center, Jake Holloman, are all returners. The right side is new. Here's a pass play on second down. Stepping up in the pocket, now outside. Great job by Kraft to dive and get at the ankles and trip up Nick West, who would have had some running room to the outside. So second big play behind the line here in the first quarter for Brian Kraft, redshirt freshman out of Dalton, Illinois.
For the Cardinals, third down and 13.
In the conference, big rush. They set up a screen pass to Cook. Got some blockers, but a good tackle was made by who else? We just called his number. Brian Kraft peels back, makes a tackle at the 31-yard line, and the Cardinals will have to punt for a third time here in the first frame.
It's back-to-back plays. That big old Brian Kraft has shown his athleticism, 273 pounds, but he can move awfully well, making a couple of plays, chasing the play down from behind. That was a nice one. It definitely prevented a first down gain.
Kitchell averages 37 yards per punt. Ooh, Bulldogs got close that time. High in the air, forcing Lloyd to signal for a fair catch, and it's going to be interference. We saw that called in a Bulldog game earlier this year. One of the Cardinal players didn't hit Kurt Lloyd, but kind of ran right through his vision as he made the fair catch. These are costly penalties.
If he muffs the punt, jump on it, but there's no reason to be doing that.
Stadium this afternoon. Mike Yancey, I can see Mike Yancey and John Busby down there. Welcome back.
Hall of Fame Saturday. Well, they're actually going to pick up the flag.
I did think he might have been blocked into him.
To be first and 10.
There was at least a chance. I didn't see it happen, but the way he came in, he was kind of off balance, swinging his arms, so it made me think maybe he was blocked into Lloyd.
All right, Bulldogs up 7-0, 49 seconds to play in the first quarter. In motion comes Orlando, and they're going to throw that way on the screen pass to Hammond. Nice kick-out block, 31-yard line, Orlando with that initial block, but overall not too badly defended by the Jewell defense, a gain of 3.
Got out there pretty quickly. I think Truman has relied heavily on screens, on short patterns, and William Jewell's defense has adjusted accordingly. Everybody up close to the line of scrimmage. Truman needs to do something vertically to try and stretch out the defense.
Bulldogs last in the conference in passing per game, 152 yards. 2nd down and 7. Orlando will motion again, this time to the left side. Black pulls it away, sprints outside, then tucks it up to the 36-yard line. A gain of 5, sets up a 3rd down and 2.
This is the most we've seen of the read option this season. I wonder if it's something in the game plan, but it's been fairly effective.
And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Truman on top, 7-0 on a 5-yard touchdown. Thanks.
Black pass is complete to number 27, Kurt Boyd. On the coverage, number 34, Nick Messer. First down for the Bulldogs. At the 30.
Quarterback draw. Black to the outside, to the 15, down to the 14-yard line.
Black on the quarterback keeper.
Pickup of 4 yards on a called quarterback keeper, Hank Jansen.
That last penalty, I don't know if we've seen it. Rule that you can't hit him below the knee, no matter what. That one might have been late anyway, but as you heard the officials in the lower leg. But a new rule in the pocket, unless you're into, you can't hit him below the knee.
2nd down and 6. And that was a big penalty, 15 yards. Here's the handoff to White. Between the tackles, down to the 10. Bulldogs are pushing the Cardinals back. Brad Harden in there. Offensive line for the Bulldogs, 6'2", 309, junior out of Fort Zumwalt West High School in O'Fallon. Rod Jones will come in, replace Felix Nebo at receiver. 3rd down and 1. Ball nudging the 10-yard line. Orlando, the tight end, is off the left side. Here is the handoff. White stood up, driven back. The Bulldogs will not get the first down. Nick Messer led the charge from his linebacker spot. And the Bulldogs will try to put 3 points on the board. Roger Howard will come in. He had a 36-yard field goal last week in the win over McKendree. He is 2 of 6 this season, the redshirt freshman.
Roger Howard.
This will come from the left hash mark. It is a 29-yard field goal attempt. Jared Halfabeer will place it down. Low snap, handled, placed down. The kick sails between the uprights and is good. 10-0. Truman on top with 10:32 to play in the first half.
Century 21 Whitney Agency Incorporated wants to know what time is it in your life. No matter what time it is in your life, the team at Century 21 Whitney Agency wants to be your real estate professionals for a lifetime.
Well, important for Ryan Marine alongside. Good crowd, sunny, clear sky afternoon here at Stokes. Just enough of a crispness in the air, and yet, look at you, big boy. You got the short sleeves.
Giving it a try.
Tough guy here,
yeah.
huh?
Might confuse a person or two. It is the quintessential fall day, though. Absolutely perfect and a lot of fun.
Howard tees up his kickoff from the right hash mark as we see it. And it is high into the air, end over end. Cook will come up and make the grab at the 12-yard line. Actually, it is Anthony Mullins on the return to the 27-yard line.
Number 2, Anthony Mullins on the return. He's brought down by number 19.
That's where the Cardinals will set up. They have not had a lot of offensive success so far here in the first half. How many? One first down, two?
Looks like one first down for William Jewell to this point. They've carried the ball 6 times, -1 yards on the ground, only 16 passing yards, so 15 total yards of offense through just over a quarter.
First downs 10-1, and that's something this Bulldog defense has not allowed the opposition to do, move the chains. They are first in the conference in fewest first downs allowed. Here is the handoff to Cook, and he is going to be stacked up. Just no running room. No running room whatsoever for the all-conference running back. The Bulldogs are 25th in the country in fewest first downs allowed, and that's another negative play for the Cards.
And it goes into just how good Truman is in third down defense. They've been tremendous, and they force a lot of 3-and-outs. A couple plays away from potentially another one.
Trips to the left side, which is the wide side of the field. 2nd down and 11. West will fake it. Play action pass from the pocket. Wings it outside. It is caught by Trayvon Jones. And the Bulldogs get on him quickly. A gain of 2. Matthew Bell flying from his linebacker spot to get over there along with
Matthew Bell.
Ben Wellman.
Along with number 24, Luke Lamar. Gain of
3rd down and 9 coming up.
3rd down and 8.
Isaiah Hinton in at a defensive end spot for the Bulldogs. Devin Gillespie chopping at the bit there on the right side. He leads the Bulldogs with 5 sacks. 3rd down and 9. Pistol formation for the Cardinals. West will drop straight back to throw. Steps up in the pocket, looking to take off. And he is going to have a first down and more. Past the 40. Crashes into Ben Chaney and goes down at the 44-yard line. A very nice scramble that time by Nick West for a first down.
2 or 3 Bulldogs had a chance to bring him down, but were unable to do so. And that brings us back to last week at McKendree, where sloppy tackling, specifically in the first half, was a major issue for the Dogs. They got that corrected by the second half of play, but we're seeing some of that residual poor tackling sliding over into this week.
From the 44-yard line, first down. Handed off. No, pulling it away is the quarterback this time. And picks up a couple yards. Nick West, not a big-time runner from the quarterback spot, certainly not like Devontae Black. Comes in with 38 carries, 44 yards. Of course, sacks take care of a lot of your quarterback's running yardage, but not his game. But, you know, if I'm the offensive coordinator for the Cardinals and I can't get Thomas Cook any room, I think at times you got to run a play like that just to try to keep the defense honest.
And use him as a decoy if you have to. I know Truman's got their eyes on Cook at all times, so try and use that to your advantage.
2nd and 8, 46-yard line. West will fake it to Cook. Looking over the middle, got a receiver caught. 40-yard line, receiver bounces off the would-be tackler, makes a juke move up the sideline, past the 25, down to the 21-yard line. Well, that's what you're talking about, some sloppy tackling there. And Anthony Mullins, yards after the catch, all the way down to the 21-yard line.
Have to wrap up. You know, sometimes just hitting somebody isn't going to knock them off their feet. If you tackle them, wrap up, bring them to the ground, that's a surefire way to put it into the play. Instead, William Jewell is now threatening just outside the red zone.
And that's one of Mullins' strengths, yards after the catch. He has a very nice 20 yards per catch average, 384 yards coming into this game for Anthony Mullins. Play action pass on first down. Drop it off to Mullins near side. Makes a defender miss. And is tripped up at the 17-yard line by Chris Stanton. Mullins out of Mesquite, Texas, 5'8", 175. Averages 96 receiving yards per game.
The Truman defense now in the red zone. This is where they have been at their best this season. Best in the conference, allowing opponents to score inside the 20 only 52.6% of the time. Really remarkable. And last week, they had a really amazing stretch in the first half.
They are ranked 7th in Division II football in that category. 2nd down and 7 from the 17-yard line. Jewell threatening. Here is the handoff. No yardage whatsoever. Cook goes down for a loss again. Isaiah Hinton make the stop from his defensive end spot. Also giving credit to Pablo Adame on the tackle. Couple of Texans there on the stop. We had Thomas Kearney on our pregame show from down on the field. That is his recruiting area. Every winter, spring, send Thomas down to Texas, and he's been able to bring some nice talent from the Lone Star State up to Kirksville. 3rd down and 9. From the 19-yard line, 6 minutes to play first half. Truman up 10-0. Bulldogs come on the blitz. West throws toward the end zone, too high. He had a Garraway inside the 5 with a little bit of space. Incomplete, 4th down, and how will the Cardinals play it? Their kicker has made 4 of 5 this year, but is long 27 yards. So would lead you to believe they're going to go for it. Probably also thinking, Ryan, field goals may not do them as much good today. They got to get touchdowns on the board.
No, I do think they would like the points. I just think this is outside of their range. But you're probably right in the scheme of things. They're going to need touchdowns today.
Jared Cruzy will take a timeout. Jared Cruzy, heard him on the pregame show. Ryan's guest. This is his 5th year. I talked to him in the preseason, Ryan, about, when they left the Heart of America, NAIA, a level down, they were struggling to win ball games in the Heart. And so now you're stepping up to Division II. And he's like, we just had to be patient. A lot of these kids, we redshirt them all, trying to build some depth in this program.
And believe in the process. It's been quite the reconstruction process, but they've done it. They were 1-9 their last season in the NAIA, but they think this could be the year they turn the corner. They're undefeated in conference coming into this ball game.
3 wins last year. They've got 2 already. 4th down from the 20. West to throw it. On a slant route, it is bobbled and dropped by Mullins. I don't know if he would have been able to get to the first down marker or not. Moot point. It's on the turf. Bulldogs get the stop on 4th down. And opponents this season against the Bulldog defense on 4th down, now 6 out of 15.
Dr. John Bailey at Mid-America Orthopedic and Spine Institute in Kirksville has served as the lead team physician for the Truman Bulldogs for over 16 years. When you want the best care possible, see Dr. John Bailey at Mid-America Orthopedic and Spine Institute in Kirksville.
Devontae Black and the Bulldog offense out there from their own 19-yard line. That's going to be a flag. Black gets a love tap from behind by Aaron Neer. A defensive lineman, which brought a bit of a reaction from the Truman faithful. Certainly wasn't anything too hard, and it's going to be the Bulldogs on a false start.
5-yard penalty, first down.
Both teams have 3 timeouts, 5:48 to play first half. Truman up 10-0. Don't forget, shortly after we're done, we'll send it to Busch Stadium. Cards and Giants, game 1 of the National League Championship Series on Crest tonight. Twin receivers, 2 each side. And Devontae Black prepares to take the snap. First down and 15. And he bounces off a tackler, breaks for another tackle, and then is hit hard at the 17-yard line. And again on the read option that time, pulled it away and paid the price.
Stefano with the tackle for the Cardinals.
Stefano makes the stop. It's going to be second down and 12. Devontae Black, I'm guessing, our leading ball carrier as far as attempts, or close to it. He has carried the ball quite a bit here in the early going.
Yep, you are correct. 9 carries, 33 yards so far for Devontae Black with a long of 12.
Garrett White is in the backfield. Bulldogs will throw. Black escapes the pocket. Rises up as if to throw, pulls it down and runs. Across the 35, goes down awkwardly at the 32-yard line, but it's a first down on a scramble by Devontae Black.
Brought down by number 93, Aaron Nyer.
It's an added dimension, isn't it, from what we've seen over the last few years.
That's a first
And
down
it's
for the
come in
Bulldogs
handy a
at
time
the
or two this
32-yard
season.
line.
Devontae Black able
15
to
yards
extend plays
on the scramble for the Bulldogs.
and pick up some extra yardage in different situations.
First down and 10. I'll make another point about Black here in a moment as he gets ready to throw the football over the middle. Tipped and incomplete, or is it intercepted? It is intercepted. The pass picked off by Quinlan Reiser. So that is a poor pass that time. It was behind the intended receiver. Just got a hand on it. I believe it was Orlando. And Reiser makes a diving catch. That is his team-leading third interception of the season. So the Cardinals with a great opportunity here at the Bulldog 44-yard line, down 10-0, to get some points on the board before halftime.
There's that turnover issue that's plagued the Dogs this season. They've been able to overcome it, but you have to wonder as this season goes along if that might be the bugaboo that eventually bites the Dogs.
Not as bad on the interception front, just the third of the season. But we'll see if it's a costly one here. Screen pass outside, and Chris Stanton closed hard and made a secure tackle on the receiver that time. For William Jewell, Cody Edwards out of Fillmore, Missouri, North Andrew High School up in the northwest part of the state. Mass substitutions for the Bulldogs on second down and 10. Showing only a 3-man front as they go to their dime package here. West gets in the gun. Here comes the blitz. 5-man rush over the middle, pass behind the intended receiver, and incomplete.
Intended for number 81, Drake Hoffert.
So the Bulldogs
on the coverage for the Bulldogs.
will have to defend the pass again, you would presume, with 3:53 to play, and if they can get the ball back to their offense, time to score.
This is an area of the game that Jewell has excelled in. They're the third-ranked passing offense in the league, coming in 266 yards per contest.
Cook in the backfield with West out of Frisco, Texas. Bulldogs have had some good talent come in from Frisco. Here's the pass play. West breaks containment, slips down at the 40-yard line. Bulldog defense kind of baited him that time, and they tackle him at the 40. And what will Coach Cruzy do? Fourth down and 6.
It's hard to do that against his own defense, Brad. Everybody in the secondary and the linebackers all with their eyes in the backfield. Man-to-man, you might have your back turned, but when the Dogs elect to play zone, too many eyeballs on the quarterback for him to be able to sneak free.
Good point. 4th and 6, Jewell will go for it. Why not? 3:20 to play. Bulldogs could get great field position with a stop on a slant. Tipped in the air off the fingertips of the Cardinal player. Nick Abadi with the deflection, and the Bulldog offense will take over at their own 40-yard line.
That's the second time that Abadi's been able to get his hands on a pass. And you hear it all the time. If you're a defensive lineman and you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands in the air. You got a chance to disrupt a play. Not sure that would have gone for a first down. That's the second time they've gone to that slant route on third down and fairly long. They think their receivers are going to be able to break tackles, but it's a moot point when the ball gets knocked away.
Abadi had 4 passes broke up last year. And, of course, well, how are you going to do that as a defensive lineman? Well, you do it just like that. Here's a pass play. Caught by Nebo. A high ball, and Nebo just stopped. And on the vertical leap, plucked it out of the air, 49-yard line, a gain of 9. One of the points I wanted to make about Devontae Black, and he throws an interception when I was ready to make it, but the fact that he seems to be able to flush a play. You know, he throws an interception, he comes right back. Maybe not the prettiest of balls, but he seems to come right back on the next play, even in the midst of some adversity. And there's a run by Black as he goes skipping through the defense across midfield to the 44-yard line, a gain of 7.
He is never daunted, it seems like. You can throw a variety of situations at him. I go back to last year, actually, the William Penn game in which he saw significant playing time. He had to make some plays in pretty crucial moments and always seemed to rise to the challenge. That's been his calling card thus far.
First down from the Cardinals' 44-yard line. Black will throw it again, all-out blitz, and he's going to be snowed under back at the 48-yard line. All-out blitz. Jackson got to him first. Eric Jackson out of DeSoto, Texas.
That play was designed to go long. 3 receivers out in pass patterns, all of them on go routes. They kept a lot of extra blockers in, actually, to try and compensate for the blitz. Devontae held in there as long as he could, but no one broke open, and credit the pass rush for William Jewell.
Second down and 17, 152 and counting. Black will throw it, now will tuck it and run. Coming to the near side, it's well blocked here to the near side to the 38-yard line. You know, initially those plays look like, well, it's Devontae just taking off, but when you see the blocking downfield, that's a set play, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. The linemen are releasing, they're getting down the field. Chico Orlando had a huge block to help with that one. He seems to be in the thick of things, whether it's receiving or in the blocking aspect. He's been all over the place and had a nice impact on this game.
So much you see the quarterback
and you're sitting back there watching what the defense is doing pre-snap. You get an idea of where you're going to have an opening, and he's done a nice job dissecting the defense to this point.
Well, we're talking about Devontae Black. I think he's out of the game. He is over here with trainer Michelle Boyd bent over. He has taken a lot of hits in this game, and backup quarterback Zach Tobin is going to come in. It was kind of interesting. Before he came to the sideline, he was yelling at his teammates, and he was encouraging them like, hey, give Zach some support and let's take this thing to the house, before he went to the sideline. And so Zach Tobin is into quarterback. 5'8", 184 junior out of Bethalto, Illinois. Will pass it on first down. Got his tight end. And Orlando was stuck hard, but he held on to the football, and it's a first down.
I do like that from the coaching staff. So often you see a backup come in and you immediately go to the handoff. Give the defense something to think about. I'm sure there's not a lot of film on Tobin throwing the football.
Devontae Black is now on the bench. Tobin will throw it. Here's a screen pass to Lloyd, near side with blockers. 25 down to the 23-yard line. That's going to be a first down. 1:23 to play. Zach Tobin has only thrown the ball 2 times coming into this game, and he's thrown back-to-back passes coming into this game. Started the William Penn game last year when Conrad Schottel was injured. 8 of 11 and engineering the game-winning drive to win the football game on that drive. Second down, not a first down. Second down and less than a yard. Garcia in the backfield. Twin receivers to the right, Nebo to the left. Tobin will throw it. Looking for the screen, and he goes down with a sack. Got the deer in the headlights look that time. Eric Jackson got his second sack of this Bulldog possession, all the way back to the 37-yard line, taking Truman for the moment out of field goal range.
Timeout, Truman State. Second timeout.
Timeout taken by the Bulldogs with 1:17 to play. We'll come back to Stoke Stadium in 30 seconds.
It is Flagel.
I assume they're
Not
good
Jewell.
luck trying to find some
Right.
pronouncements.
Oh, I know.
Truman Soccer Bulldogs.
But yeah, he was sitting on that screen, so Tobin didn't have a choice.
Lindenwood Belleville next Saturday
Oh.
at noon in Pershing Natatorium.
All right, Bulldogs down to one timeout left. Cardinals have two. 1:17 to play. Truman is at the Jewell 37-yard line. It is 3rd down and 13 with backup quarterback Zach Tobin in there.
For the Bulldogs.
Looks like they're looking at the lower leg of Devontae Black, the right leg on the bench.
As we mentioned, he had been running the football a lot in this game and finally gets knocked out of the game. Here is a screen pass to Lloyd near side with lots of blockers to the 30, down to the 26. That'll set up a 4th and short for the Bulldogs, who will surely go for it. That's the second time since Tobin's been in. They've run that exact play to Kurt Lloyd with a lot of blockers. I come back to it again.
4th down and 2.
4th down and 2. Garrett White is in the backfield. He'll get the football, and he has a first down right up the middle. The Cardinals were waving like they stopped him. No way. Dogs right back on the football. They'll be ready to go once the chains and the markers set across the way. Football at the 23, and Tobin spikes it. And they stop the clock with 46 seconds to play. And the Bulldogs preserve their one timeout. Well, this could be Zach Tobin's game the rest of the way. We'll see. He had a big high school career, Civic Memorial High School in Bethalto, with over 5,900 career passing yards. Garrett White is next to him in the backfield to his left. Now White will motion out of the backfield. Is that where the play is going? Tobin rather, steps up in the pocket, going to be sacked for a 2-yard loss. And the Bulldogs will have to spend their last timeout with 39 seconds to play. Tobin, the second-string quarterback. They also have Randy Schroeder, who you've not seen play, out of Charlotte, North Carolina, 5'11", 192. And is walking on the track. And I don't know if this will be, regroup at halftime and we'll get you back in second half, or enjoy the rest of the game from the sideline.
It might have to do with what happens on the rest of this drive. You get another touchdown and maybe you don't
need him.
Push the issue, right. Seems to be walking all right down there.
Homecoming Saturday. We've got Hall of Fame Saturday as well, and you're going to hear from 2 Hall of Famers coming up at halftime. Christy Bredbender, who's now the softball coach at Wichita State, a slugger for the Bulldogs, and Corey Parker, a part of the 1999 Final Four team and the program's all-time leading scorer. 3rd down and 12. Tobin sets up in the gun. Fake the handoff. Runs it up the middle. Good secure tackle as Tobin down at the 23. And how will the Bulldogs play it? Clock is running. They will go for it. They called 2 plays that time on the sideline.
4th down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs need 9 yards for a first down. Tobin will throw it. Plenty of protection. Going deep down the middle for Hammond. Got it! Touchdown, Truman! Derek Hammond behind the Jewell defense for his first career Bulldog touchdown. 16-0. 12 seconds to go until halftime.
Wasn't much to it. A bunch of go routes on the far side of the field, and it puts the safety in a tough spot. He's got to make a decision. Which side of the field do I cover? And Tobin looked him off very nicely. Delivered that ball on a spot. And that's a big score for the Bulldogs.
As Roger Howard comes on to attempt the extra point. What a big score. Now if you're the Bulldogs, and Black, he might just sit him for the rest of the game with a little bit of cushion. 17-0. as Roger Howard has hit both extra point attempts and a field goal. You wonder, Ryan, if the Cardinals, with the backup quarterback in there and everything had been short, it kind of tucked up, trying to guard against a screen pass or a short pass, and Hammond running right down the seam that time behind the safety for 6.
I think you're probably spot on with that assessment. And, again, you prepare for a certain thing all week. You prepare for Devontae Black. I'm sure under normal circumstances, if there's some film to study, you look at the backup to see if you could learn some tendencies. But he'd barely done anything this season. So that's a tough one for the Jewell defense to adjust to. I think they'll have an opportunity to make some adjustments at halftime, but on the fly, on a quick drive like that, I think that was pretty clever for the Dogs to throw it deep like they did.
I called Derek Hammond's first career touchdown. It was also Zach Tobin's first career passing touchdown. He had the game-winning drive against William Penn, but did not have a touchdown pass in that game. So nicely done on both ends, and the Bulldogs with some breathing room here as we get set to go into halftime. Howard will bounce it along the turf. Coming up to receive is Mullins, and he is tackled at the 27-yard line with 8.9 seconds to play. Hank Jansen will visit with Coach Greg Nesbitt as he heads out to the locker room. And we'll maybe try to get a word on Devontae Black's condition as well. But nicely done by Zach Tobin for his first career touchdown. In high school, we mentioned 5,900 passing yards. He had 59 career touchdown passes. So he's accustomed to throwing it around.
And he was in the running for that starting job.
Cardinals hand it off, and Cook may finish the half with negative yardage. And he fumbled the football. Was he down? Bulldogs say they have it. The clock is running, and it is zeros. And we are to halftime, or are we? Obviously, if that's a change of possession, the clock should stop. But there's no indication that the Bulldogs got a fumble recovery, so I believe we're at halftime. Although, nobody's really in a hurry to get off the field. What's the official?
Stick around for all of your halftime entertainment.
Now Greg Nesbitt will ask the white hat, get an explanation. Hank Jansen, what'd you see?
I thought he was down, fellas. He kind of turned his back to me at the last second, maybe with contact, but it was close. A replay you'd probably need, but I thought he was down.
All right.
Try and catch Nez here.
All right, we'll let you get coach. Maybe get a word on Devon.
He'll be back in the second half.
Yeah, as far as I know, he tweaked an ankle that's been bothering him since Langston. But, if he's not, then Zach will be ready to go.
Great day, homecoming, old Bulldogs. Thanks, Coach. I did talk to the training staff, and they say Black should be squared away for the second half. But a nice job by Tobin to come in and deliver one. A big one.
pulled out a 24-23 win. So he's shown that he's got a little ice water in his veins. All right, the Statesmen are out, ready to entertain this big homecoming crowd. Ryan's got your halftime report. I got your interviews coming up next. You're listening to Bulldog Football. You on 30s or minutes here?
30s for sure.
Hey, take 30s.
So we got a lot of interviews.
Hey, take 30s, Brandon.
Oh boy. Check out some of these other scores real quick. S&T only up 14-3 over Belleville. Jeez. At home in the fourth. Quincy just came back and took the lead. And with this, let's go. Yeah, it's huge. We got a little bit of time here. We actually have 2 interviews, so yeah, we'll probably still do something in about 10 minutes or so. Pop back in and we'll be ready. Yeah, I was looking at some of those scores. Quincy was down big. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. Hank said everything's all right. I completely agree. I do. Jewell's not doing anything offensively in this game. I don't think you need to score again and you're still going to win.
And now, please welcome to the field, the Showgirls. Today, the Showgirls will dance to our version of the King's hit from 1964, You Really Got Me, featuring trumpet soloist Chandler Shoemake. present another trademark Madison Scout tune, originally by Bill Holman, featuring Grant Parsons and Chandler Shumate. The Statesmen are proud to present Malaga! And now, help lead Truman to victory with the fight song and victory march. Dr. Michael Bump, and the director of the Statesman and new director of bands for Truman State University is Dr. Truman Prendergast. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2014 Homecoming honorees to midfield. They're led on to the field this afternoon by University President Dr. Pano. Our first introductions this afternoon, the Homecoming Parade Grand Marshals, Business and Accountancy Division Head Emeritus and former University President Dr. Robert Dagger and Jane Dagger. Dr. Dagger is a member of the Foundation Board of Directors, and Jane is employed at Northeast Missouri Health Council. Thank you, the Daggers, very much. The Bulldogs Forever Volunteer of the Year. From Kansas City, Missouri, a 1991 graduate, finance alumnus, Mike Wilson. Mike currently serves as president of the Kansas City Alumni Chapter, is the past president of the Truman Alumni Board of Directors, and the Alumni Board representative to the Foundation Board of Directors. Thank you, Mike Wilson. The Young Alumni of the Year from Overland Park, Overland Park, Missouri.
Just a couple more minutes, I think we'll be on.
Lauren Shreve.
We keep losing the connection and then getting reconnected. Just sporadically, on the network. I don't understand.
Lauren is the 2003 business alumnus
a little strange.
and is the creative director for
yeah. On the internet is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people using the internet up here today because like Jewell's broadcast is all on the internet.
Okay.
The Distinguished Service Award this year from Urbandale, Iowa, a 1993 math and statistics alumnus, Cindy Spiker. Cindy currently serves as president of the Iowa Alumni Chapter and is past member of both the Alumni Board of Directors and the Foundation Board of Directors.
Thanks.
Cindy Spiker. The Alumni of the Year is from Castle Pines, Colorado. Mike and Janet McClaskey.
We're not going to get through all
Mike
these.
is a 1985 business and education graduate.
What was that, sorry?
We're not going to get through all these. Drew's going to start reading faster.
Mike is the Executive Vice President and Chief of Human Resources Officer for DISH.
Not my issue.
Janet teaches
What's
at
that?
Metro
Not my
State
issue.
University
Yep,
in
exactly.
Denver. Mike and Janet McClaskey. As announced yesterday at the Alumni Leaders Conference, the 2014 Alumni
Brandon.
Chapter of the Year Award was presented to the Iowa Alumni Chapter. This year's runner-up was Northeast Missouri Alumni Chapter.
What happened?
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2014 Homecoming honorees.
What happened?
Somehow we have the Mizzou/Notre Dame fight song playing over the loudspeakers. I don't know what just happened.
And recognizes the best of student athletes, coaches, and administrators here at the university. Please welcome our 4 new inductees to this afternoon's festivities. First of all, former Truman softball team, Christy Breadbenner. Christy was a 2-time All-American for the softball program and a 4-time All-Conference player. She broke nearly all batting records at the university while playing for the Bulldogs from 1998 to 2001. She was the interim coach during the 2002 season and led the team to a conference championship in their 4th straight NCAA Division II tournament. Right now, Christy is the winningest coach in Division II softball. She is currently the head coach of the Division I Wichita State University, Kansas softball team, Christy Breadbenner. From the Truman basketball team, Corey Parker. Corey is the all-time leading scorer for the Bulldogs.
Sure you're going to need me?
With over
Sure you're gonna need me?
1,800 points, and was instrumental in leading the team to the
We'll talk about that.
1999 NCAA Division
I
II
think
Final
if we run
Four.
through some of the scores.
Parker
This
was a
interview should be
2-time
about over.
All-American and a 3-time All-Conference selection, while averaging 16 points per game in 115 games played. Corey Parker.
Wow.
Sam Lessig joined the university in 1963 as a member of the math department and helped start the women's golf program in 1985. As the program's only coach until his untimely passing last
All right,
fall,
30 seconds.
Sam led the Bulldogs to 11 postseason
we're ready.
appearances, coached a pair of All-Americans, and had 14 academic All-Americans. This afternoon, he is represented by his wife, Dee, sons Vance and Corey, and daughter Kristen. Sam Lessig. Finally, Coach Sam Nugent has been a Kirksville resident since 1963 when he joined the university.
Welcome back to Kirksville. Halftime on homecoming Saturday, and the Bulldogs lead William Jewell 17-0. The Dogs looking for their 5th consecutive win and the 4th win in conference play. Joining us here at the half from the Truman Sports Information Department is Tyler Madsen. It worked so well the first time, we figured we'd do it again, adding some depth to our broadcast crew. What did you think of that first half, first of all?
A good first half by the Bulldogs. Defensively, I don't know you could have done much better. Honestly, 70 yards of total offense by William Jewell in the first half. 33 of those coming on the play where the Bulldogs did miss a couple of tackles. So really, you take that big play out, and all of a sudden, it's a complete, really no offense whatsoever for the Cardinals. So a good first half defensively. Let's hopefully the Bulldogs can put a few more points on the board and just spread this out a little bit more, just shorten this game as much as they can.
Really nice crowd taking in the game today as well. Packed stands here at Stokes Stadium. That's got to look nice from your standpoint.
It really is. You know, the community's done a great job supporting this year. The campus has really gotten out and supported. You know, we knew in this move to the GLVC, obviously when the wins come, obviously fans do as well. And it's been great. The parents have been out here in full force this year. And you look out here and the stands are full. The lawn is half full on each side. It's a beautiful day, and beautiful day and some good football.
The support transitions not just to the football team, but to the athletic department as a whole. It was another busy week. Still plenty on the docket even after we get through this football game here. But Tyler, can you take us through? Let's start with some of the soccer results going back to yesterday. The women's soccer team and the men's soccer team both in Rensselaer taking on St. Joseph's.
Yeah, actually here this weekend. But the Bulldog teams with a couple good wins yesterday against St. Joseph's squad that struggled on both sides, both for the women and men this year. The women picked up a big 3-1 win yesterday, and the men a 4-0 win. The guys needed to score some goals, and they got them in bunches yesterday, so it worked out really well. A big weekend for them, not just with Indianapolis coming tomorrow, but it is Senior Day tomorrow. It seems incredibly early in the year for Senior Day, but the Dogs end with 4 out of 5 on the road to end the year, so Sunday afternoon, it should be great tomorrow, and so if you're around, come out and support the Bulldogs. Some good matchups on both sides, including on the men's side. Indy picked to win the GLVC this year. They've struggled a little bit. All of a sudden, it's kind of a 6-7 matchup in the standings, so a very big one on the men's side, especially tomorrow.
The volleyball team just keeps on rolling. What are the results most recently?
They got a 3-1 win at Drury last night, and 2 matches today, sort of a tri-meet in Rolla today. Extended that winning streak to 14 earlier today with a 3-1 win against Missouri S&T. Freshman Jasmine Brown with 26 kills today. So a good third option at outside, comes off your bench and goes for 26 kills. So Coach Briney with a lot of depth right now for the volleyball program. They'll take on Harding, a non-conference match at 3:45, so that'll be going here in about 15 minutes. Dogs looking to go for their 15th one in a row. So a great way to go after starting the season 2-2, looking to really keep things moving.
And the cross-country program in action as well in Lawrence, Kansas. Jewell, which leads us into third down conversions, and par for the course here for the Dogs on defense. They've held William Jewell to just 1 of 6 on third down, while the Truman offense has converted 5 of 10. They've also gone 2 for 2 on fourth down while holding Jewell to 0 for 1. Time of possession's been a big statistic this year for Truman, and they dominated it in the first half. 18 net in that first half. Outstanding job by the Dogs on him. Nick West, the quarterback, has carried it 5 times for 20 yards, and Glenn Whitney has a pair of carries for -1 yards rushing. In the passing game, West, 7 of 12 for 55 yards. He's been sacked once and has a long of 33. We're getting set to start the second half, so we'll turn it over once again to Brad Boyer as the Dogs look to win their 5th consecutive contest here on homecoming Saturday.
And the Royals have scored 2 in the first inning on top of everything else. So we are set to go second half. So the Bulldogs have played 2 running backs that have gotten some All-American recognition. Thomas Cook and Morris Henderson of Lincoln. And in 3 halves of play, they've totaled 25 yards.
Yep, pretty darn impressive. The run defense has been stout all season, and it seems like when the task is biggest, that's when the Dogs are at their best.
All right, Anthony Mullins back to receive as Jewell will get the football to start the second half. Roger Howard chips it high into the air. Mullins will receive at the 15-yard line, centers the football, and goes down at the 21. Good halftime show by the Statesman. Also on homecoming, the alumni honored of the year, and then the Hall of Fame group was introduced to the crowd. You heard from 2 of the Hall of Famers, Christy Bredbender and Corey Parker. What a fun time we had with that 98-99 Final Four team. And also Sam Nugent was honored. He is here tonight, and we'll hope to hear from him shortly here as we work our way through this third quarter if he finds his way over to Hank down on the sideline. First down from the 21-yard line for the Cardinals, and it's a pass, and threading the football through the defense that time to Mullins was Nick West for a gain of 5 yards. The Cardinals come in with a 2-0 mark in the GLVC. Only 3 teams without a loss in conference play. The Bulldogs playing the other 2 the next 2 Saturdays here at Stokes. On top of this, Jewell team 17-0 Indy next week. Short running play. There's Kraft. There's Matthew Bell. There's Schroeder. And there's Abade making the tackle on Thomas Cook. Gain of 2, third down and 2, and a big third down for Coach Jared Cruzy and the Cardinals to try to get an early first down. A forefront shown by the Bulldogs. Third down and 2, West in the gun. Will roll to the near side. Being pressured, throws it, missed his target. Mullins, good coverage by Jordan Brown. Nick Abadi was in pursuit, and the Cardinals will have to punt a 3 and out to start the second half.
28% of opponent drives end with 3 and outs. Unbelievable what Truman has done defensively this season. That trend continues. Pressure on the quarterback has been key. The front 4 has been really strong all season long.
Kitchell on to punt. Lloyd back at his own 30 to receive. Wobbly snap back, but it does find the punter, and he lifts a high punt, which Lloyd will fair catch at the 35-yard line. Jordan Brown in coverage that last time. We had a great game last week. 15 total tackles, the most since Austin Soda in last year's Grand Valley State game. But Brown is second in the conference in pass breakups with 5 in his freshman campaign with the Bulldogs. All right, let's see who quarterbacks, and it will be Zach Tobin. We see Devontae Black over here on the sideline with a towel on his head, walking the sideline with a bit of a hobble. And I think the coaches probably got together and said, this is a good time to get Zach Tobin some reps. And he hands it off to Garrett White, which is also a good play. And he picks up 7 yards on first down.
I'd like to see him get a healthy dose of carries in this second half. Only had 9 rushes in the first half, but he was very effective when he got the ball. I think it'll be good to see.
How many yards did he have in the first half?
Rushing yards in the first half. Now I can't find that stat.
We'll let you look it up. I know you got it. Here's Orlando switching from the right to the left. He'll set up next to Colby Dorman, the left tackle. Second down at 3 as Tobin will go the long count. And it looks like he's changing plays. And he'll go to the pass. And he throws it to his tight end. Orlando upended at midfield. The Cardinal defensive back proud of his tackle, but the tackle comes in a play where the Bulldogs move the sticks. Chico Orlando with a catch near midfield, first down Dogs.
40 rushing yards for Garrett White in the first half. Now, you mentioned Tobin changed the play when he saw the safety creeping down into the box late. He switched to a play that would attack that cover 3 defense, and it certainly paid off.
You heard Nesbitt say going off, there was a play we didn't check off, too, that cost us a sack in the first half. So a good checkoff by Zach Tobin there. First down right at midfield. Hank Jansen will be visiting with Sam Nugent here in a bit. Here's a tough catch by Orlando. Look at him. He's manning up at 45-yard line. Says, come on. Try to tackle me. 5-yard gain for Chico Orlando.
4 or 5 Cardinals took him up on that challenge, but it took all of them to finally bring him down. That time, it's a head game between the defensive coaching staff for Jewell and then the offensive coaching staff, and specifically Tobin on the field. Jewell showed that they were going to go into that cover 3 again and then backed out of it after Tobin had switched the play. So we're going to see some of that here in the second half, I think.
Last year, Chico Orlando had 2 touchdown catches against these Cardinals. Second down and 5. Tobin and the Bulldogs, I think, got out of the blocks a little too quick. False start will make it second down and 10.
False start, offense, number 74.
Truman on top, 17-0.
Second down.
Trying to go to 5-1 for Ando in the conference. It's set up a showdown with the Greyhounds of UIndy next week right here. Make plans to join us. Mizzou is on the road. We'd love to see you here at Stoke Stadium. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. Could be an early conference championship game here at Stoke Stadium next week. Second down and 10 from midfield. First things first, get this game wrapped up with a W. Here's the handoff to White. Sheds a tackler to the 45. Taking tacklers with him to the 41-yard line. A gain of 9. And with his 2 carries in the second half, Garrett White has passed Mike Harris and Mike Richardson and moved into 8th place on the career rushing yardage list. And as we move through the second half, maybe we can find out about those running backs. We've talked a lot about Mike Richardson with Garrett's touchdowns in recent weeks, and we'll talk with Mike Harris. Hey, good chance with a timeout to head down to the field and hear from a Hall of Famer, Hank Jansen.
One of this weekend's Hall of Fame inductees, Sam Nugent, longtime baseball coach, assistant AD. A lot of memories, a lot of people, a lot of stuff, Sam.
A lot of years, a lot of great memories.
A lot of players over the years, as well as faculty, staff, just a little bit of everything.
A lot of great players, a lot of great coaches, colleagues. Been fun.
You
started baseball.
Was there a baseball program before that at all? Ever? I know way back in the day there was. Delbert Maddox, for example, I know played back in the 30s, but had not had a program for quite a while when you started in 66.
That's correct. First
Bereni, and Al Nipper all ended up in the major leagues.
I had all three pitch at the same time, and that's unusual from one school to have three.
They were all in the major leagues at the same time. I think Warmeister was the oldest, and then Bereni probably before Nipper. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Bereni was with the Reds, Nipper with the Red Sox, Warmeister with the Padres. We'll let them get through this play, and then we'll come back.
All right, Hank, 3rd down and 1. Let's see if the Dogs can get a conversion. The injured player was Ethan Decker. He did walk off the field without any assistance. Tobin's going to be sacked. It was a design quarterback keeper and a good play by Robert Hurd to make the tackle. It's going to be 4th down and 3, and the Bulldogs will punt. Hank?
For a loss of 3 yards.
We'll go back down to Hank in just a moment. Tell you what, let's go, Hank, let's go ahead and punt. And then we'll bring it back to you, Hank, after this punt. 4th down and 3 from the Jewell 44-yard line. Good job by the Cardinals. That kind of keeps this game alive. Thomas Cook back to receive. Can't let down against this guy. Need to have good punt coverage. Good snap. Here comes the rush. And Lamp just got it away. It is high. Cook away for fair catch. And it hit a Jewell player. He will have to retreat and hop on the football. And does so back at the 17. That actually gives the Cardinals a little better field position. Would have been back at the 11 where it hit a Cardinal. Carry him back to the 17. Alert play by one of the Jewell team members. Hank, back down to you.
You know, Sam, who are some of the people? I think Walt Ryle was a president when you first came. Obviously, you've seen a lot of people come and go, a lot of changes on campus and whatnot. What are some things that really jump out at you?
Well, the football stadium now is fine, and the baseball stadium, first class now, soccer fields. They upgraded the Persian arena, new track, modern softball field. A lot of improvement.
Here is a pass over the top, and then we've got a touchdown potentially coming from Mullins, tracked down by Stanton on what appeared to be a broken play. Play action. Nick West rolled out. I thought for a moment he was past the line of scrimmage, but just before he crossed, lofted it to Mullins, who got behind the defense. He runs it down to the Truman 18-yard line. A huge play for the Cardinals. As they get into the red zone, they flip the field on the Bulldogs. And Hank will come back to you here after this play. A big gainer that time for the Bulldogs, or the Cardinals, of 65 yards. And West back, ready to go in the pistol formation. Will hand it off Cook. He's got room off the left side to the 10, down to the 5 with a stiff arm. Throws the football toward the pylon.
The ball carrier.
They're going to mark him out at the 2. So why don't we keep it right here, Hank, and we'll see what they do here in short yardage, and then we'll go down to you to wrap up the conversation with Sam Nugent. And I'd be curious about Mr. Nugent's visit to Rams training camp and Greg Williams here in the August camp period. All right, it is a pistol formation, 1st and goal from the 2. The wingback comes in motion, handed straight ahead to Glenn Whitney, and he's in for a touchdown. The Cardinals get their first score with 9:06 to play in the 3rd quarter. A big 65-yard pass play set it up, and Glenn Whitney able to power it in. Senior fullback from Belton, Missouri, his 3rd touchdown run, a 2-yarder, and the Cardinals score here in the 3rd quarter. On to attempt the extra point, Brandon Womack. Backup quarterback, Belows is the holder. So hold everything. We got us a ball game here with the score by the Cardinals. The kick is good. 17-7 our score. Truman on top, 9:06 to play in the 3rd quarter. Let's go back to Hank as he wraps up his conversation with Mr. Nugent.
Tonight had to be a special moment. Your family there, a lot of people you knew, a lot of old-timers. Going to the Hall of Fame had to be a spectacular evening at the Student Union. Highlights of your career working with Robin Roberts, the old Major League pitcher.
Well, your had sabbatical down at University of South Florida in Tampa. I was one of the assistant coaches under Robin Roberts. And in the spring, started out the regular season, pitching staff was struggling. And Kurt Simmons came down. It spent about 10 days with Coach Roberts, and they were in business together. And Kurt got to know me, and the pitchers are struggling. So one night I got a phone call from Robin Roberts. He said, I got to see you first thing tomorrow morning in my office. I said, well, I guess I've been fired. I go in the next morning, and Robin said, pitching staff struggling. He said, Kurt Simmons down here. He said, Robin, Sam's got 3 pitchers in Major Leagues down here. Your pitching staff believes in Sam. He said, I think Sam needs to be your pitching coach. He said, you're my new pitching coach. And so I finished the year out. Then I came back. I was on a contract, come back to Truman. Of course, I hate to leave my team. Midsummer, I got a call one afternoon. Robin Roberts begging me to come back and be his full-time assistant. And it was tough to turn down, but I turned him down.
He was an awfully good pitcher in the major leagues. Changed since the old days, Sam, especially the pitching world. But
Coach for a Hall of Fame pitcher, I never forget.
Let's go to this play, and then we'll wrap this up.
All right, gentlemen, first down and 10 as Hammond was decked at the 30-yard line on a short kickoff. And Tobin is back out to lead the Bulldog offense. Again, Devontae Black injured late in the first half. Garrett's White sweeping to the near side, and he'll be dropped at the 30. Right now, the Cardinals have a little momentum, a touchdown, and now their defense getting to stop as we go back down to the field.
Sam, I don't want to hold you. Tremendous honor. Congratulations on going in. You join a great list of old Bulldogs and contributors of all kinds. I know you must be proud.
Well, thank you, Hank. It's been fun. I just hoping to have a couple more years.
Well, you've been a great honor.
All right, thank you, Hank. Good conversation with one of our Hall of Famers today, Sam Nugent. Second and 10, back to game action. Bulldogs at their own 30-yard line, up by 10 points. 8:20 to play, third quarter. Here comes a blitz. The pass outside, caught by Lloyd, 34-yard line. As Tobin goes down, pass complete to Lloyd for a gain of 4 yards. Jimmy DiStefano bringing the noise that time, and these Cardinals know they've got the backup quarterback in there too. Looks like they're going to pressure him and make Zach make some plays.
He's done that. You go back to that touchdown late in the first half, and he did. He answered despite a pass rush, but it's going to be a different-looking Jewell defense, I think, after a halftime break to try and settle in.
Third down and 5. Here comes the all-out rush again. Tobin eludes the first rusher, goes down at the 30. They are bringing everybody right now. Bringing the heat. Bulldogs are going to have to punt, and they're going to have to figure out, okay, how are we going to beat this if the Cardinals are going to commit 8 people to the rush? Colby Dorman was injured that time. That's the second offensive lineman to go limping off the field. Oh, by the way, Ethan Decker was back in on that series, so he's all right. And Jacob Lamb needs a good punt. Thomas Cook back to receive, and the Cardinals have some life. Low snap, one hop, but nobody on a rush. They're setting up a return for Cook. Makes the grab at the 33, breaks a tackle to the 40, 45 midfield. Cook slides down at the 48-yard line.
Brought down by number 4, J.D. Hurd.
19-yard return, best run of the day for Thomas Cook, the GLVC Offensive Player of the Week. Do we have a flag?
We do, right there at the 40-yard line. Not sure what this one's for. But that return, you can really go back to the snap. It was low, it was on the ground, so it was slower getting back to Lamp, and then he had to really rush just to get the punt away. There is a hold on William Jewell, and as such, he didn't get enough air under it. The coverage team didn't have enough time to get down there, and that's the best run back on a punt that we've seen since week 1.
Since the foul is upfield closer to the punt area, this foul will be spotted from the end of the run, which was the around the 47. So move the football back to the William Jewell 43-yard line with 6:48 to play in the third quarter. And if the Cardinals can put points on the board, we're going to have a one-score game here.
Just when you start to feel comfortable, you are reminded why you've got to play the full 4 quarters. And especially for Truman, all season long, the big issue, one of them at least, has been letting teams hang around. This might be another instance of that.
Well, they had a good initial possession after getting a stop. They got into Jewell territory, had a 3rd down and 1 at the 41-yard line, and Zach Tobin was tackled behind the line on a quarterback draw. And since then, the Cardinals have had the momentum. Dogs were getting close to scoring and extending their 17-0 halftime lead, and then Jewell gets out of a hole with a 65-yard pass play. Glenn Whitney punched it in from 2 yards out. And now a 3-and-out registered by the Cardinals defense. And the William Jewell offense is back on the field at their own 43-yard line. Everything sorted out after the penalty. And we're ready for this first down play. And it is a pass. And it's a deep ball downfield. Wide open receiver, and it's dropped at the 20-yard line. That is Igarawa. That was a touchdown.
Easily. No question about it. Well thrown ball. Coverage was not particularly good that time.
Sorry, no, that was not the Rockbridge kid. Quentin Reiser with the drop.
But it should have been a touchdown, like you said. That's a catch that you make 99 times out of 100. Big break for the Dogs.
Quentin Reiser, the brother of the defensive back, and a senior. He may have had too much time to think about it. That one, the Bulldogs dodged the bullet. Well, they come right back to Reiser. He makes the grab on the 5-yarder. Stanton wrestles him down. I think Nick West would have traded that one for the one before. But credit to his quarterback. Get the football right out to his receiver and give him some confidence, I guess.
Working on a 10-yard cushion, so it's just a 4-yard hitch route. And nothing Staten can do. He got there as soon as Reiser made the grab, but with a cushion like that, it was too late to do anything about it.
3rd down and 5 for the Cardinals. They throw the fade route near side. Igaro had a step, but the ball drifts out of bounds and incomplete. And boy, that is a series of plays that end up with the big what if for the Cardinals.
Absolutely right. That time it's on the quarterback, West. That ball floated and it was out of bounds. If it had been on target, it's a big play down the sideline. Probably not a touchdown, but a good 30, 40-yard gain. Instead, it looks like the punt unit is on the field for Jewell.
Quincy has exploded offensively, leading SBU 59-34. 7 rushing touchdowns for Chris Harris in that game. Baptist was up early. The whistle blows to stop this punt, which is booted away anyway. Let's see what the call is. 7 rushing touchdowns for the Quincy young man.
S&T leading Lindenwood Belleville 21-3, that game in the second half. And I think we've got another one underway with Lincoln and St. Joseph's, and St. Joe's leads 21-14 at last check.
Truman State.
Timeout was taken by Truman before the punt. We'll take it as well. Bulldogs up by 10, 6:01 to play third quarter. Back in 30 seconds on
CMU is cruising. 31-17. Gotta wait till our internet comes back.
Kurt Lloyd deep for the Bulldogs.
Cardinals will try again to punt. Kurt Lloyd back to receive near his 10.
Zane Kitchell to punt for the Cardinals.
This William Jewell team opened the season with a win over SBU. That opened some eyes. I think a lot of folks thought Baptist was going to come right in and have some success off the MIAA, and Boy, they have struggled to stop teams this year, haven't they?
They have. The offense has not been an issue. Willie Tyndall, that quarterback, is outstanding. I just go back to the game when we saw them last year, and that offense was as impressive as we saw all season.
Here's a snap, a high floater, but the punter able to bring it down, boot it away. Lloyd will make the fair catch at the 10-yard line.
Kitchell punt down to the 10-yard line.
Again, Devontae Black will stay on the sidelines. And Zach Tobin, who came on late in the first half, threw a touchdown pass to Derek Hammond to extend the lead to 17-0 in relief. He's taken all the snaps here in the second half. Coach Greg Nesbitt saying precautionary at halftime. Sure we'll get more this week. Big game next week, but you got to finish this one off to make that a big game next week.
And Brad Tobin still 7 for 7 through the air, 65 yards with that one touchdown.
The one issue, the one difference we've seen, he's taken some sacks, has not been able to elude the big rush from William Jewell. Here's the handoff to White, sweeping to the near side on the cutback, nicely done, as he was able to cut off the hip of his tight end, Chico Orlando, and get to near the 20-yard line, a gain of 8.
But there's a flag, and it came at the point of attack, so I think this one's coming back.
Half price pizza in the concession stand. The Delta Sigma Pi concession stands are located in the
haven't had a ton of flags today. 20 penalty yards in the first half on the Dogs, but that one's frustrating. This offense has been sputtering in the second half, and there was a nice run, and you wipe it off the board.
And the flag is at the 11-yard line, so half the distance. Also, it wipes out an 8-yard run. And
holding offense number 74. Half the distance, replace.
So back to the 5, and if you don't get a first down here, Jewell is going to get very good field position in a 10-point game. Who's going to make a play for the Bulldogs? Garrett White sent up to the right of Tobin. Will take the handoff, same play. Sweeping to the near side on the cutback up the hash marks. Picks up 3 yards. Jewell has a Connor Flagel who made the play, and we've got a Connor Nagel.
Second down and 12.
I don't know if they're as amused as you were, Ryan, or not.
I was I was amused and bemused. It was a little confusing at first glance.
Second down and 12. Twin receivers to each side. Here come the Cardinals on a run blitz at Garrett White. They stop him for a 2-yard gain. Third down, the Bulldogs
tackled again by number 99, Connor Flagel, and number 7.
Face a big third down or punt it from the end zone. Let's go down to the field and hang.
You know, initially they told me at halftime that Devontae Black would be ready to rumble in the second half. I haven't ambled back over. They've been in since.
Well, I think maybe the touchdown gave him some breathing room, but now it's a 10-point game. And maybe more seriously injured than indicated. Quarterback draw, and the Cardinals are ready for it. No gain. And the Bulldogs will have to punt. You know, it just goes to reason when you bring the backup quarterback in that your playbook is going to be reduced, shrunk down a little bit. And the Cardinal defense and Blake Williams know that.
And they're being very aggressive. It's going to be hard to run against them the way that they are committing 7, 8 players to the line of scrimmage every single play. So it might not be frequent, but you're going to have to show you can complete passes from time to time down the field.
And this snap, able to get back to Lamp. He boots a wobbler away, and Cook retreats to his 45, makes one man miss, and then slips down. Might have even been his own man that knocked him off balance, but still good field position at the Truman 46-yard line with 3:39 to play in the third and a 10-point game. This one's certainly not over with yet.
Much has been asked of this Truman defense in various points of this season, and I get the feeling they're going to have to make a few stops in this game And it starts here. You really need to find a way to reverse the field position, maybe come away with the turnover.
West and the Jewell offense out there. Pistol formation, turn, fake it. Here's a rolling pass. Outside it comes. Catch is made. Well defended. And the defensive back, Stanton, takes Trevay Jones out of bounds for a gain of just 2.
Stanton is very quick. He was back in deep coverage on the near side of the field, and as such, Jewell didn't have anybody to account for him to block him on the screen, but he came flying up and put it into that play.
Kyle LaCrone is in at a defensive tackle spot for the Bulldogs. Ben Wellman is in as a linebacker. 2nd down and 8 for the Cardinals. Truman 44-yard line. West will throw it. Cardinals are throwing every time now. Crossing route caught, and the quick tackle is made by Wellman, the kid out of Neola, Iowa. Do we have a flag down?
Right where the quarterback went down after he threw the ball.
There is a flag on the play.
I don't think Coach Nesbitt's going to like this one.
Well, this is going to be a huge mark-off against the Bulldogs. And this one's getting interesting.
Please put 3:04 on the game clock during the play. Personal foul, number 92. Roughing the passer, tackling the quarterback by the leg. That's 15 added on to the end of the run.
That's the call that Hank alluded to in the first half. Nick Abate looking over saying, where do I exactly hit the quarterback again?
As well, just paint a little circle around the belly button.
You
That's
can't
about
hit them
it.
high and you can't hit them low.
It's a new game. But those are the rules, and you got to live with them. 2 weeks in a row now, Abate's been flagged for late hits on a quarterback.
1st and 10, play action pass, looking down the middle, caught by Mullins, touchdown Jewell.
Complete to number 2, Anthony Mullins, for a touchdown.
27-yard touchdown pass. Nick West to Anthony Mullins. He had the big 65-yard catch earlier in the half. And it's 17-13.
Mullins working right down the seam between a pair of Truman defenders, and that ball was right on the money. Really good throw into a narrow window.
And Womack on to attempt the extra point. Snap is wide, handled by the backup quarterback, placed down, and the kick is good. Really nice job by DJ Belows, and it's 17-14. And this game has turned here in the third quarter with 2:53 to play. And all right, it was 17-9.
The Dogs controlled time of possession. That script has been flipped for the second half, and this offense needs to do a little bit of something to let the defense regroup.
Well, and let's talk about Nick West. What a nice job he's done throwing the football for the Cardinals. Last week, the Bulldog defense gave up the most passing yardage this season, 279 to Isaac Fisher. And Nick West, who won this job during the season, doing a nice job today.
Coach told me he just likes his moxie. He likes the way he approaches that position mentally, and he's done a nice job in the second half.
Short kickoff. Ben Chaney will have this chance from the 22. Right over the numbers across the 30 to the 35, 36-yard line. So a little better starting position for the Bulldogs. What is West today?
13 of 21, so 62%, 162 yards and a touchdown. Big beneficiary has been Mullins, 5 catches, 135 yards and a touchdown. And you know, this game could look a lot different if you go back to the last drive, or a couple drives ago, they had that touchdown pass that was dropped. Those numbers could be even more impressive.
Zach Tobin back out with the Bulldog offense. Garrett White in the backfield. The tight end Orlando offset to the left will go in motion. 3 receivers spread out. Bulldogs jumped. Dorman, the left tackle, out of his stance too quickly, so now you start a drive at 1st and 15.
This offensive line got to help out Tobin, and it's not just the blocking, but you can't be committing penalties like that. The offense is sputtering. Now, 1st and 10 is hard enough, Brad. No need to make it any bigger of a challenge at this point.
And they are really stuffing the box, Jewell, here in the second half. They are daring the Bulldogs to beat them over the top. Lloyd and Hammond to the near side. Roderick Jones to the right. 1st and 15, handed off to Garrett White, searching for room in the middle of a pack.
Garrett White,
will lower the pads and pick up 2, maybe 3.
Interesting.
Nebo will check in. He's alternating with Jones right now.
Devontae Black is running up and down the sideline. He's got an ice pack on his ankle, but he looks like a guy who would really like to see the field again this afternoon.
Trying to work that ankle out in case he is needed again. Let's hope Zach can finish this thing out with a win. 2nd down and 12. Orlando motions left to right across the O-line. Fake it, roll out, Tobin. To the right side, threw it, but his receiver was out of bounds already, and it's going to be an incompletion.
Complete to number 84, Chico.
Yeah, it's complete, but the receiver's out of bounds, so bring it back, incomplete. And it's going to be 3rd down and 12.
Correction.
First incompletion of the game for Tobin, but everything except for the long touchdown pass has come underneath. And you're right. William Jewell is just daring Truman to try and go over the top. They've seen no reason to be afraid of this Bulldog offense going deep to this point.
3rd down and 12, and they tuck everybody up, and they'll blitz. And it's a screen pass, and Lloyd dropped the football.
Intended for number 27, Kurt Lloyd.
So the Bulldogs tried to beat the blitz with a quick screen pass. Couldn't execute that. Here comes Jacob Lamp on to punt with 2:01 to play. That's why you play the games, huh? You got to finish the game out.
Back-to-back 3 and outs.
Thomas Cook,
all right, Jacob Lamp, let's get a hometown special big boomer punt here.
Low again on the snap. Handled. Kick is away. Cook will have a chance. Bit of a low delivery. Cook retreats, breaks 1 tackle, getting in behind blockers, and then goes down at the 36, 37-yard line. Some of the home folks thought an illegal block on the return.
A 7-yard return.
Not
for the
called.
Cardinal.
So after we had 4 consecutive games without any kind of punt return yardage, Thomas Cook has been able to get some punt returns against the Bulldogs here today. And Jewell will take over at their own 37 with 1:48 to play in the 3rd.
If anybody's going to do it, it's Thomas Cook. He is just an incredible threat in the return game. He was the Week 1 GLBC Special Teams Player of the Week. And no matter where he lines up with the ball's in his hands, look out.
They have gone almost entirely to the pass here in the second half. We'll see if that holds true. Nope, they give it off to Cook, and he is stopped for a 1-yard gain. Matthew Bell and Pablo Adame among those in on the stop. 1-yard gain. Run defense has not been a problem for the Bulldogs here in the entire game. Now you got to tighten up against a pass, which is presumably coming right here. 2nd down and 9 from the 38-yard line. Cardinals down by just 3 now. Bulldogs will blitz now. West over the top. Flag drops as Igaro was tied up with Chris Stanton. And this penalty will likely go against the Bulldogs and will be a 1st down for the Cardinals.
I think Stanton lost his footing, and Igaro got tangled up with him, and that's what drew the flag.
Nate Igaroa, 6'1", 216, out of Rockbridge High School, Columbia Junior, coming in 19 catches, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 51 yards a catch. Had 386 yards last year and 4 touchdowns for the Cardinals.
Defense, number 30. That'll be 10 yards and automatic 1st down.
And that is a 10-yard mark off. first down for the Cardinals. At the Jewell 48-yard line, 1:08 to play in the third. Cardinals with 2 scoring possessions here in the third quarter to make it a game. Here is a handoff to Cook. Bounces to the outside. Past midfield, 45 down to the 43-yard line before tackled by Brady Schroeder, a 9-yard gain. Certainly not the biggest offensive line the Bulldogs will see this year, averaging 277, but they're starting to get some wins in the trenches here in the second half. 2nd and 1. Cardinals have all the momentum right now. They're in Truman territory at the 43. West will throw on 2nd and short. Looking deep, and now will launch. One-on-one coverage, and the receiver made a play on the football. A lot of hand fighting. No flag is called, and the Bulldogs fortunate that ball hit the turf. Quentin Reiser and TJ Fine were engaged. I thought potentially offensive pass interference with no call.
I had the exact same thought. It really looked like Reiser pushed off on Fine to create separation and space coming back to the ball. But here's a big third down. 3rd and short. We'll see if the Dogs can come up with a stop.
Of course, Jewell airing it out, knowing it was just 3rd and 1. They'll stack twin receivers to each side, fake the handoff. Here's West on the scramble. Nice cutback, got a first down. Spun down at the 40 by Devin Gillespie. West only needed 1. He picks up 2 to the 40 and moves the chains.
Matthew Bell had a shot at him in the backfield, but West with a jitterbug to slide by Bell and pick up just enough for the first.
And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. And the William Jewell Cardinals have made this a game in the third, scoring twice. Truman on time. Well, they get the snap away. We're going to have a play here. And West flips it to the outside. It is caught at the 30. Fine with the tackle on Quentin Reiser. And now we are at the end of the third quarter. It's the Bulldogs 17, the Cardinals 14. Back for the fourth quarter in 1 minute.
Well. Three and 3. Quincy, as we mentioned, over Southwest Baptist today, and St. Joe's leads Lincoln in the third by 7.
Cook hit in the backfield by a body. Loss of 4. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Another game of note potentially for our listeners. In Canton, Central Methodist with another win. I think that's their 3rd straight. They knock off Culver Stockton 44-30.
And Mizzou fell to Georgia 34-0 today. 3rd down and 5. Bulldogs by 3. Need a big stop. Could be 2-down territory for the Cardinals. Twin receivers to each side. Crowd on its feet. Homecoming Saturday. West will throw it. Steps up in the pocket. Lobs it. Caught. Broken tackle. 20, 15, 10. Out of bounds. Goal to go for the Cardinals. Dayton Rebeck Redshirt freshman out of Shawnee, Kansas, with a one-handed grab, broke a tackle, and is all the way down to the 11-yard line. Check it, 12-yard line.
And West had to wriggle free from a couple Truman defenders as well to get rid of that pass. It was not a great throw, but it was good enough. And that was a big conversion.
Nick West right now, the player of the game. He is really playing well for the Cardinals. And he's got him on the move again. Cook in the backfield, first down from the 12-yard line. Pass play, looking for the end zone. It is caught, leaping grab, coming out of the end zone to make the catch. Riser at the 2-yard line. And now it may be goal to go. That may be a first down.
First and goal at the 2.
And the Bulldogs are not able to get to Nick West. Or when they do, he's been elusive enough to create extra time to throw the football. Where's a turnover today? Bulldogs haven't had a turnover yet. First and goal from the 2. Cook motions around back. They hand it off up the middle. The Bulldogs stick Whitney driving back. That's a loss. Nick Reichert won the line of scrimmage and nailed Whitney at the 5. We'll see where forward progress.
Number 90.
Well, they're going to mark it all the way back to the 10. They're going to say Whitney made a play bouncing off and lost more yardage.
They've tried that play 4 times now. 3 times it's lost yardage. Whitney has rushed for -7 yards today after that carry.
So the Cardinals will go back to their base formation. It's second and goal from the 10. This will be a huge win if you just limit the Cardinals to a field goal. Mass substitutions on both sides. As we go from a running play to what will likely be a pass play, it is. West scrambles up the middle with room to the 5-4. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, and the Cardinals are on top at Stokes Stadium, 20-17. 10-yard run by Nick West. What a comeback here in the second half by the Cardinals.
It's 20 unanswered. Brad, we talked about it in the first half. When you're playing zone defense, lots of eyes in the backfield, it's hard for the quarterback to scramble. That time the Dogs in man-to-man. Backs turned to the quarterback in coverage, and he saw that lane and took off.
Brandon Womack on to attempt the extra point, which is a big one, would make it a 4-point game. Here in the fourth quarter with 12:37 to play. And the kick is good. Now the Dogs need a touchdown.
The extra point
down by 4. 12:37 to play. And
37 seconds to play in the fourth quarter.
I think a lot of credit goes Hank Jansen to the quarterback for William Jewell. Nick West has been one savvy dude out there.
Unbelievable. It was a great read right here. He saw the Dogs with some funkiness. Abate moved inside, was going to try and blitz up the middle. Bell on the other side. He saw him. Alluded to turn into the long play, the long gain that set up their first touchdown. Now he looks like he's comfortable, squared away, on top of things, finding receivers, delivering the football, and made a heck of a run to put him in the lead. I can't tell you when the last time I've seen such a drastic switch, a flip of the switch for a team to come alive in the second half and totally own the third quarter and dominate, and 3 scores to get. Black was warming up on the sideline. They were checking him out, his tape, his wrap-off. They were retaping it. Right return.
All right, looks like Devontae's coming back in. Ryan will go to the numbers to back up what Hank is saying on the turnaround coming up in a moment. Let's go to the kickoff. And again, they chip it very short. Ben Wellman, the linebacker, makes the catch at the 26, eludes a tackler to the 32 to the 33. He's got some running back history with him. Ryan?
70 total yards for William Jewell in the first half, through just over a quarter in the second half. They posted 130. Truman, it's been the opposite. 247 total yards now, but 211 of those came back in the first half. And we'll see if Devontae Black is good to go. That would be a nice little spark for this Dog offense. They need to do something. It would be the first time that they've got a first down in the second half if they can do so on this drive.
They will start at the 33-yard line. Black takes it, throws the football outside to Hammond. And he is cut down for a loss. And the Cardinals are fired up. Leandre Nevitt with the tackle. That's a loss of 1.
All of these screen plays, the underneath stuff, Jewell's seen it all at this point. They know what's coming. At some point, you have to make them respect the ability to throw it down the field. And we haven't seen it out of the Dogs a whole lot this year, and certainly not in this game.
Jones and Hammond to the left side. Orlando and Lloyd to the right side. Garrett White in the backfield. 2nd down and 12, a loss of 2. And here is the pass. Plenty of protection over the middle. Diving grab by Lloyd. Going to be a little bit short of a first down. But the Bulldog front 5 did the job that time.
I'd like to see him do it again here. I have to think Garrett White will be at least considered to try and pick up this first down, but one way or the other, the offensive line is going to have to pass protect like that the rest of the way.
Gain of 10. It is 3rd down and 2 from the 41-yard line. Truman trailing for the first time today, 21-17. Black will hand it off to Garrett White. First down across the 45, 46-yard line. Gain of 5, well blocked at the point of attempt. Better give some pancakes here on pass protection, and then a good surge right there.
And for pancakes and a whole lot more, stop by Pancake City at 2102 North Baltimore in Kirksville, where you'll find everything from their famous pancakes to sandwiches and steaks.
Jones to the left side. Orlando will now join him in the slot. Hammond and Jorgensen to the near side. First down from the Truman 46-yard line. Back to throw is Black. Steps up in the pocket. Now to the outside. Shot puts it off to White. Open. Walks the tightrope and then nudged out of bounds at the Jewell 41-yard line. But a nice job by Devontae Black to set up that little pass to Garrett White.
Devontae's personal fan club standing up down to the right in front of us. They've got a lot to cheer for, and it seems like as soon as he's come back into the lineup, there's just an extra little bit of electricity around the offense.
First down and 10 at the Jewell 41-yard line. They come on the blitz. White trying to sweep to the outside behind his blockers, carrying a tackle with him down to the 38, 37-yard line. And that is a gain of 4.
Stefano and number 5, Thomas Clayton.
If nothing else, the defense now can catch a breath. They've been on the field a whole lot in the second half, and for Truman, having a drive like this is pretty darn important.
2nd down and 6. 10 minutes exactly left to play. Cardinals up by 4 in the 4th quarter. Black, quick pass near side. Lloyd turns to the outside and is able to pick up 4 more. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. 2 downs to pick up 2 yards.
Gain of 5, 3rd down and 2.
And that defense finally a bit on its heels. They have been in full attack mode this second half.
You can't do that against Devontae Black, though. He's shown the ability to escape, so you have to temper the pass rush just that little bit.
3rd and 2 now. Garrett White to the left of his quarterback. The overload on the right side with the tight end Orlando. Black takes the snap, will throw it. Now will run up the middle, sandwiched and tackled. It's going to be short of a first down. Connor Flagel, the nose guard, got him. And the Bulldogs will go for it. Devontae testing that right ankle as he heads back to the huddle. What do you do? Run it, throw it. 4th down and 2.
Love to see Garrett White get a touch here. The Dogs are 2 for 2 on 4th downs in this ball game.
Well, everybody on their feet. This is our first big play of the 4th quarter. More to come. Hard count. They couldn't get Jewell to go. Now hand it off to White. First down and more. Pinballs across the 25. There it is again. We've seen that before. That hard count where the defense gets a little jumpy on their heels and then blast away with Garrett White up the gut.
It gets that defensive line rocking back and forth in their stance. They don't have the kind of leverage they need at the offensive line. Push the Jewell defensive front backwards. Garrett White did the rest.
Down to the 23-yard line, first down for the Bulldogs. Snap it quickly, hand it off. White sweeping to the near side with blockers on the cutback and is taken down at the 21-yard line. Good tackle by Nick Messer, gain of 2.
Messer and company strung that out really well. I think the cutback needed to come just a tad sooner, but all in all, that was well played by the Jewell defense.
3 straight scores, 21 answered points for the Cardinals in the second half to go on top after trailing 17-0 at the break. Bulldogs trying to regain the lead, twin receivers to each side. From the Jewell 22, Black will throw it. Out of the backfield, wanted White, and it was deflected and tipped to the ground by Jimmy DeStefano.
Number 6, Jimmy DeStefano.
Third down and long coming.
The deflection. Third down and 9 for the Bulldogs.
And if you have to settle for a field goal, you're talking 40 yards at least. Kicking game's been a bit inconsistent, so you think probably it's 2-down territory for the Bulldogs. From the 22, clock running, 7:46 to play. Black will survey, puts his hands to his mouth to change the play. Looking down the sideline, pump fake now, scrambling for his life. Near sideline, throws as he's hit. Ball out of bounds. It's going to be fourth down. Messer got after him.
Incomplete.
Bulldogs will go for it.
Nebo came open earlier in that play, able to get past the press coverage, and if Devontae Black had not been flushed from the pocket, I think he might have been able to find him down the near sideline. That had score written all over it.
The Bulldogs need to get just past the 14-yard line. At the 22. Fourth down. Here come the Cardinals. Black outside to Lloyd, tackled at the 20-yard line. Bulldogs were gambling on the blitz, which came, but the Cardinals were able to attack that screen, make a quick tackle. Devontae Black slow to get up after he was hit on the pass. And Cardinals take over on downs at the 19-yard line.
A little surprised they ran that play to the short side of the field. The ball was on the near hash mark, and it seemed like Lloyd ran out of room as much as anything, and the defense also hemmed him in. But anyway, now it's up to this defense to get that ball back over to the offense.
Yeah, you can't let him put a touchdown on the board, certainly. First down. Play and the handoff to Cook. No gain.
Thomas
Cook, the carrier. Jordan Brown, the tackler.
Connor Nagel, number 33, on the stop for the Bulldogs.
And no gain. Clock running. Bulldogs have 2 timeouts left. Cardinals have 3. Would have liked to have had at least 3 points on that possession, but the Bulldogs just couldn't get close enough to try a field goal, then stopped on fourth down. Here is the handoff from the pistol formation, and again a quick tackle to the 22-yard line. Devin Gillespie with the stop this time on Cook. Third down and 8. Well, for a Cardinals offense that has been throwing it all around, 2 straight runs for very little yardage. Now let's see if they can gear it up again.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Awfully conservative play calling. Going back-to-back runs that time against a stout defensive front for the Dogs.
Certainly the thought process, get that clock running with a lead. Let's see if the Dogs can send them 3 and out. Third down and 7. West waiting the snap from the gun. Bulldogs only have 3 on the line right now. Now Matthew Bell tucks up tight. Only a 3-man rush. West looking to throw, drops it off to Cook, and they get him before he gets some first down yardage. Boy, that was total zone defense from the Bulldogs that time. Cook tackled at the 16, maybe the 17-yard line, going to leave at least 2 yards short.
And I think that's an adjustment from Kellen Nesbitt and company. They'd been sending pressure for much of this game, but in the second half, it has not gotten to West. And as a result, West has had some opportunities to throw the ball down the field. That time they play total coverage, get a little bit of pressure on West, just rushing 3, and come up with a big stop.
Kurt Lloyd back to receive at his own 35. Kitchell lifts it high into the air, and Lloyd will make a fair catch, backing up at the 35-yard line with 5:26 to play. How many more possessions will you get in this game? Bulldogs down 4.
Stop at Colton Steakhouse and Grill in Kirksville and get ready to enjoy the most tender and juiciest steak west of the Mississippi. Stop by or call ahead to get all of your pregame tailgate party food at Colton Steakhouse and Grill, located on Highway 63 on the south end of Kirksville.
Levante Black comes back out there. He was hit and slow to get up the last time on the 4th down play. Big possession in this football game. Homecoming Saturday. Let's see if the Bulldogs can pull out a win here. Hand it off to White, searching for room, and it is not there. Connor Flegel is not being moved all of a sudden in the middle of that defense. 6'4", 280-pound redshirt freshman, played at St. Dominic High School in O'Fallon.
White has quietly had a nice game. 20 carries, now up to 88 yards, 4.5 yards a pop, but has been shut out of the end zone.
Lloyd and Orlando to the left. Jones and Hammond to the right. 2nd and 8. Fake it. Play action pass. Black steps up, creates some space. Rolling to throw against his body. Now will take off and is tackled out of bounds at the 40.
Run out of bounds.
Hate to see him take that spill on that gimpy ankle. Just got tripped up, headed to the sideline. But it looks like he's all right.
For the Cardinals.
Playing through some pain here.
3rd down and 5.
Bulldogs couldn't hold a 17-point lead as Black was injured late in the first half. And then he was summoned back to duty after the Cardinals took the lead. It is 21-17. William Jewell trying to knock off the Bulldogs. From the 40, Black to throw it. Looking downfield, nothing there. Scrambling, and it is going to be sacked back at the 35-yard line. Jackson was there. And a two-way player for this team in Whitney. He has scored a rushing touchdown today. He also plays on the defensive side of the football. And the Bulldogs will have to punt. Well, in answer to my initial question, you hope there's at least one more possession left.
With the timeouts, still 2 timeouts left, you would think there will be at least one more, but can't expect a whole lot more than that.
Jacob punt for the Bulldogs. And it's a fake, and everybody in retreat, and Lamp has a first down. Everybody for the Cardinals in retreat. And Jacob Lamp, the Kirksville kid, with the play of the game for the Bulldogs, runs it ahead to the 49-yard line. The Bulldogs keep the football with 3:49 to play.
That was gutsy. I'm taking a look to my left in the coach's box, and all the coaches just looking at each other. Big sigh of relief all around, but it's not done yet. Still have a job to attend to here. Got to get that ball in the end zone.
Surprised Jewell didn't keep at least a few people back. Everybody in retreat. First down from the 49. Here comes the blitz. Black, the protection holds up. Throws it. Open receiver at the 40-yard line. There's a flag back in the backfield. And this could be coming back on a hold.
It came in very late for a hold, but it certainly wasn't a late hit.
Holding. 74, offense. 10-yard previous spot. First down.
Wipe out the first down. Comes from the spot. This is going to be a big one.
1 step forward, 2 steps back. Second half, just can't get into a rhythm with anything offensively.
Back it up to the 39-yard line. Wonder if Jacob Lamp had an option if they did come. It looked like he tentatively took off, and he saw there was nothing there. kind of just gingerly walked to a first down there. First down now for the Bulldogs and 20 yards to go. Black to throw it. Tunnel screen to Lloyd. And he is ridden down from behind at the 44-yard line. Looked like it was going to be bigger than it turned out to be. Second down coming, and the clock is running, and this becomes the possession for the Bulldogs. If you're going to go on top, you've got to score here.
With that in mind, I'm a little surprised at the pace. They are not in a particular hurry here.
2:34 and counting. Truman down by 4. From just shy of the 45-yard line. Bulldogs going on a long count. More time is expiring. And now they jump. That's not good. A lot of time wasted, and now 5 yards marked off on what you just gained on the pass play.
Start 77 offense, 5-yard penalty, second.
Going back to the first half, Truman penalized twice for 20 yards, but that's now, I think, the 9th flag on the Dogs, up to 65 penalty yards. And Jewell's played it very clean, just 3 penalties for 30 yards.
21-17, William Jewell trying to upset the Bulldogs on homecoming Saturday. 2:09 to play, ball at the 40-yard line of Truman. Black will throw from the pocket, steps up, looking downfield, now being chased to the outside, lobs it middle of the field. Is it intercepted? Incomplete. Ball hung up. Bulldogs fortunate it wasn't picked off. Quinlan Reiser nearly with his second interception of the day. It is going to be 3rd down and 19.
I don't know what's in the arsenal to pick up 19 yards. I think the thought process is get some of it back here, and we'll figure it out on 4th down.
What a job by Blake Williams' defense in the second half. 3rd down and 19, 1:55 to play. Bulldogs somehow need to pick up 19 yards in 2 plays. A screen pass, and it is incomplete. Earl Jackson was right there with Garrett White as the rush came through on Black, and now what do you do?
I think you punt it, Brad. I really do. You've got 2 timeouts.
Down for the Bulldogs.
And you've got to find a way to get a stop. But, you know, if you 4th down and 19, and if you don't get it, you're giving the ball to Jewell in a part of the field where even if you get a stop, you're going to have to go the length of the field with no timeouts. If you punt it away, get the stop, you'll still have some time and hopefully start the drive somewhere around the 40 or midfield. But it's gutsy.
But you may not see the ball back either. And Jewell will take a timeout to make sure that his guys understand you can't just peel back and let the punter run for a 1st down. Well, if it was anything shorter than but 4th and 19, you've shown no ability to move the football down the field. This is probably the best play.
I'm not sure a field goal's in play for Jewell. Ideal. The Dogs have not done that in this game. That is very uncommon. And just take it from there, but this defense, it's on them once again. And it starts on special teams, actually. You've got to keep an eye on Cook.
Yep. Well, you know, this is a team that the Bulldogs just whipped last year in Liberty, and you go into the locker room 17-0. You don't know where kids' thoughts are, but boy, Jewell came out fired up. And they've got the Bulldogs backed up big time. Here is a high spiraling kick. Nobody back to receive. So the Bulldogs will down this football. Well, there was touchback at the 14. I hope the clock is. Why did they let the clock keep running? 1:41 to play.
Down by number 88, Jared Heffelbear.
Ball was touched at the 15-yard line. Well, now they're going to say, where are they going with the football? Where are we going with football, gentlemen? Going to swap out the football. Jewell gets to play with its own football. 1:41 to play. The Cardinals are first down away from winning a big game here in Kirksville, and we've kind of slept on their record. They are 2-0 in the conference. It would be a big 3-0 with a win here on the road. Handed off to Cook. Tackled. After a 1-yard gain, timeout Truman.
Number 33, Connor.
Reichert and company there on the stop.
Second timeout. Excuse me.
One timeout left for the Bulldogs.
First timeout.
Even with the success the Cardinals have had here in the second half, they've not been able to really establish much of a running game. It's that third down play that I'm worried about, and whether Jewell will gamble and try to throw the football or not.
Brad, I think the official just... Okay, yeah, they did say it was the first time out, but they've just now corrected that. That is the...
Bulldogs took one early in the half.
They did. Yeah, I don't know. Well, hey, we'll worry about third down when we get there. You got to stop the run here against one of the best backs in the conference, although Truman's done a remarkable job on Cook in this game. Cook came in with all the accolades, but for the second straight year, he's been pedestrian, just 23 yards, almost all of them here in the second half.
Second down and 9 for the Cardinals.
But it would be a shock if they don't run the football here and make Truman spend that last time out. Second down and 9. Cook in the backfield with West. There's a handoff. And Cook is tackled by Nagel. Picks up 3. Timeout Truman. Last timeout spent.
Just a reminder, tomorrow at Bulldog Soccer Park, it will be senior day.
So the Cardinals will need 5 yards. They spot the football at the 20 with 1:32 to play.
Admission is free for
Now,
senior day at Soccer Park.
what do you do if you're Coach Cruzy?
Next Saturday,
If you
right
run
here,
the football,
will be in town
then you're going to be able to take this clock inside of a minute when you punt the football.
And you still could get that first down. No, I think that's the only play. You gotta play the clock at this point. If you get that first down, that's gravy. But Truman would have to go a good probably 60 yards, I'm speculating, with no timeouts, and they've shown no sign of big playability in the second half.
What do you think, Hank?
You got to run it. I'd be as conservative as possible. Just kill a few seconds, and then you can take it down to 40 or 45 seconds to punt and leave the Dogs with nothing.
Third down and 5 for the Cardinals. West will hand it off to Cook. He is going to be tackled, and it'll be fourth down. Gain of a yard. And now we'll see how much time is left when the Bulldog offense gets the football back. Cardinals may let it all explode. They'll let it go down to 1, then they'll take a timeout. No need to take a penalty. It's fourth down from the 22. They need 3 yards. That's academic. They'll be punting the football. Bulldogs are going to get a chance, but boy, oh boy, it's going to be not much room for error for the offense with no timeouts. A gimpy quarterback in Devontae Black. This game got away from the Bulldogs in that third quarter. Jewell, remember early in the second half after a stop, Truman had the football driving into Cardinal territory. They had a 3rd and 1 at the 41-yard line. And Zach Tobin was tackled on a quarterback keeper behind the line, and ever since then it's been all Jewell.
I think you go back to the initial injury to Devontae Black, because as Tobin did a nice job the final drive of the first half, but that aside, the offense just didn't have a spark. And even since Devontae has returned, the rhythm hasn't been there for whatever reason. And it's telling, really impressive. Whatever the halftime message was in the Jewell locker room, I'd like a copy of it because it was very effective.
46 seconds to play when the timeout was taken by the Cardinals. Kitchell On to punt. You really need a mistake. That'd be the most beneficial on the snap. It doesn't come. The kick is away. Lloyd says get away from it. Now, the problem here is on the roll, more time will expire, but it does go out of bounds. 38 seconds to play, and Truman's going to have to go 65 yards for a touchdown.
The Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10.
All right.
From the 35-yard line.
You do get a stoppage on a first down. That's the big thing. You've got to have pass plays that get you first downs.
Can't have sacks. A sack would be crippling at this point. Middle of the field is in play, but only after the first down sticks, and got to be aware of the situation.
2 receivers to each side, White in the backfield. Black drops to throw. Sideline route, and it is over the head of Lloyd. Closest player to it was Quinlan Rice, or the cornerback. Out of bounds, 2nd down, 34 seconds to play. Well, next week's game still will be big with Indianapolis, but a little of the luster is going to be taken off if the Bulldogs don't come back. 2nd down and 10. Black will throw it. Steps up in the pocket. Now scrambling to the near side. Flag goes down. Diving grab. No. Dropped, and I think we're going to have a holding call.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. As Black got out of the pocket, looked like Trevor Goforth there just got a hold. Excuse me, that's not the right number, but somebody there on the tackle looks like got a grab of a Jewell defender, and yeah, it was a pretty easy call right in front of the official.
So now it's going to be 75 yards at least. The Bulldogs are going to have to travel with 26 seconds to play, and now you need some kind of magic.
10-yard penalty. Receive it down.
You got a hook and ladder now. You might try it. You got some kind of trick play rather than wait till the last play. But you got to go downfield and hope for some magic now. (21-17) Jewell. Here is Black throwing it. Ball tipped at the line of scrimmage and hits the turf. 3rd down, 21 seconds to play.
And all of a sudden, the down and distance comes into play again. Facing 3rd down and long. These penalties in the second half, Brad, have been too much for this Bulldogs offense to overcome.
3rd down and 20 for the Bulldogs.
And when this Bulldog offense got behind, that changes things too. Just when throwing it every down's no good either for this Truman offense. Black to throw it. Sideline, catch made by Lloyd, steps out at the 35, so you get back the yards and the holding. Now you need 10 more to just maintain possession, but we're down to 16 seconds to play.
Brings up a 4th down and
10-yard chunks aren't going to cut it at this point, but now they will in this play.
Jewell could almost concede a first down and still be in great shape. Let the Bulldogs use more time. Black looking to the sideline. There's the pass, too tall, out of bounds, and the Cardinals are going to pull the upset. A Truman team that picked up a couple votes in the national rankings this week is going to fall to the William Jewell Cardinals in a shocking turnaround here in the second half. This series goes back to, 1908 or somewhere in the early 1900s. Jewell hasn't beaten a Truman team. They didn't play for a lot of years. Since 1923, the last time William Jewell beat Truman on the gridiron. Before last year, the two teams hadn't played in 52 years. Truman won that matchup, and the Cardinals pull the upset. 21-17 is the scoreboard clock here, 0. Tremendous win for this William Jewell program. Biggest win in many, many years. Maybe their biggest win in Division II play. And a really tough loss for the Bulldogs. A game of halves. And Jewell won the second half in the game by 4. Colton Steakhouse and Grill postgame show is coming up in 1 minute. You're listening to Bulldog Football. A minute.
I'll head on down.
All right. All right, take a 90 here, and then we'll burn a minute later. Yeah, 7 o'clock. No. They're free. They may let you in. There's no cost. But you're supposed to get tickets ahead of time. As far as scoring highlights, we'll do the 2 Truman touchdowns, and then we'll do